High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin. Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history at Haltom. Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout. A perfect game for Danny Bustamante.
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go. Fatomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look, shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level! B.J. Rogers to midfield! One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not! Number 6 in for 6! That will do it!
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions. Energetic Media Solutions.
It is 66 and breezy, but for the time being, the rainy weather is staying away from Colt Field in Arlington, Texas. It's the UIL by-district postseason series between the Arlington Colts and the Richardson Pearce Mustangs, and Zap is on the call. The pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services coming up right after the break. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to the audio-only broadcast of high school baseball on the Zap Network. A reminder that due to UIL restrictions, playoff broadcasts are limited to audio only. That is for the duration of the postseason, and we're hoping that it's a long postseason run as we take you into the pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. They're our featured sponsor for the pregame show. We'll have many opportunities to feature a lot of really great people that have supported us over the course of this baseball season. But for right now, it's Chapman Cornelius. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold, a.k.a. Zach the Voice, bringing you tonight's by-district postseason game. Radio-style call tonight here on YouTube as the NFHS has the exclusive video streaming rights to all postseason athletic events. But, Jot, we're not going to let that deter us. We've had plenty of times to do radio-style calls in the early days of the Zap Network, and now we get to go back to our roots a little bit while maintaining as high of a quality as we know how to provide with this score bug that we're going to provide here on our broadcast to keep the people as in touch with the ball game as possible.
Seems to be a yearly thing, Zach. Every year that you've been here, we have had an Arlington High baseball game, so it's always been a reoccurring thing for us to have the no video broadcast. And taking it back to the old days, that means with the old days, though, you expect to win. You expect nothing to change. You expect this team to get a win tonight over a tough Richardson Pearce high school baseball team.
Yeah, Pearce comes in with a pretty similar record to the Arlington Colts. Both of them were relatively successful in their district competition, but played some really tough teams during tournament play that affected their overall record. Pearce comes in with a 16-15 overall, while Arlington finished the regular season at 15-15. But the most important number is that 10-4 that they went in District 8-6A, the final year that they'll be playing in this district before moving over to District 3 with the likes of Aledo and Granbury. And who's the other one? Weatherford. Man, those road trips are going to be fun starting next season. But for now, we get playoffs. And every year, aside from the COVID year, every year that Coach Brian Womack has been at the helm, he has been able to take his team to the postseason. That is the epitome of success and consistency, and it's shown in his overall record, collecting his 100th win as a head coach earlier this season. And he has consistently put them in a position to win, and it's no different here tonight.
Yeah, Coach Womack has been a staple of this team. The man to your left, Coach Bouchel here, was a baseball coach for Arlington High. He had a chance to work Coach Womack. He was my coach back in the day, 15 years ago. And you see that kind of stability, that mental stability, that mindset. You want to get out there and win and get out to the playoffs and finish strong each year. And that's what these Colts are doing. They finish strong in district play. They had a couple of losses that they fell apart in, the Grand Prairie loss and the Martin loss, which was 1-0 last time you and I were together. But other than that, they managed to end the season strong, going 10-4 in district play after a very rough tournament part of the play season that we saw a lot of tough teams, especially the Birdville series and a few other series with that. But this team's shown tenacity to get to the playoffs, to get to this point, and now they get game one at home.
Yeah, they've got a 6-1 record at home. Their only loss at home is to South Grand Prairie, and so they know how to defend this home field when they get to play on it. And Coach Womack was able to put the tarp on during some of the rain showers that came in this afternoon, and the field is nice and crisp and very playable, and hoping to continue to defend home turf with that 6-1 record. Very close to an even record when they're true away games. 7-8 when they're playing in an opponent's ballpark, but it's that record in neutral games that has been the bugaboo. A 2-6 record at neutral sites this season, and that's going back to those tournament games, whether it's in Corpus Christi or up in Birdville, you name it. Arlington, like I said, has played some really, really tough opponents, and it's helped them get ready for this postseason. But those neutral site games did kind of hurt them early on. But a 10-4 district record means that they're playing the right kind of ball at the right time.
Yeah, when you look at some of those neutral site games, especially some of the tournaments like the Birdville tournament that we were at, that I was at with Cameron, the hitting was the problem there for the Colts. They had a lot of games where they'd jump out to 1-0 lead and then it would just fall apart. Or they'd get into a 2-3 hole, 3-0 hole, and they couldn't work them. So work the bats up late in the game to try to cut into those leads against better teams like Benbrook and Birdville and Fort Worth Country Day. So they learned throughout those lessons. Getting into district play, they did have some bad losses at Bowie, the 3-0 loss that they had. They had a loss at Grand Prairie. Those are games that you need to win. The last 3 road games that you look at, Bowie, Grand Prairie, and Martin, district play, they needed to get a win. They didn't, but hopefully they take those lessons into tomorrow and or Saturday, whenever that game 2 would be. Yeah,
there's a lot of rain in the forecast, and so whenever we get to play at Pearce, we'll also have that game in a radio-style venture over there at the home of the Mustangs. But for now, Arlington looking to move to 7-1 at home at Colt Field, with first pitch scheduled for around 7 p.m. Pearce is currently taking their warm-up cuts as they try to get used to a grass field. Probably not something that they're super used to. I know Lake Highlands, Richardson, all the Irving schools, Jesuit, pretty much every team in their district, as far as I know, plays on turf. So it might be a little bit to Arlington's advantage to be able to play on their grass field tonight instead of having to go to a neutral site that has turf.
And we saw that a little bit last week, too. Last time you and I together for the Martin game at Martin, playing on that grass and dirt was an advantage for the Warriors. a lot of balls beat into the dirt. When you come from playing turf, playing grass, you have to kind of learn how to play the ball differently, and that's what might be an advantage for the Colts versus a team that plays on grass in the Mustangs.
Dimensions, for those of you unfamiliar with how the layout here at Colt Field goes. To the right field corner, it is 312 feet. To the right center gap, it's 350. Left center gap is also 350. Left field line, also 312. And then the big one, 425 feet to straightaway center field. To our knowledge, there are very few players that have ever hit it over that 425 marker, and both of them went on to play in the MLB, Vernon Wells and
Ben Grieve.
And Hunter Pence, according to Coach Womack. So there's it's very elite company to send it that far out. And Arlington's not really a team that has hit very many home runs this year. In fact, I think as a team they've collectively sent 3 over the fence. So it's not exactly the long ball that is going to be to their advantage in this evening's ball game anyway. They're looking for small ball. They're looking for pitching. They're looking for defense. Those are the things that have been anchoring this Colts team so far this season.
Yeah, the defense is what wins games for this team. Defense and pitching. When you have guys like Bustamante going out there who's going to be the nice starter, getting a no-hitter in the loss versus Martin. He has a perfect game already this season versus Lamar, versus Haltom. So you want to get behind that, and you have a good enough defense behind that to keep yourselves in low-scoring games. We're not going to have a lot of power tonight. No balls getting hit 425. You might see a 312, though.
And the wind's coming into our face, too. So there's very little chance that it's going to leave the yard tonight, depending on how much it may gust this evening. But you mentioned Bustamante. He's got a 7-2 record this season with a 1.76 ERA, including that perfect game and no-hitter that you mentioned. And then Buechele, tomorrow's starter, posted a 1.79 ERA. So both district starters with sub-2 ERAs this season, they are going to be who the Colts lean on in order to try to claim this series. On the flip side, Richardson Pearce, as we mentioned, went 16-15 in the 2026 season, 8-6 in 7-6A, just eking out Lake Highlands, who finished 7-7. Coach Rowland's team had sweeps over Lake Highlands, Irving Nimitz, and Irving, while splitting with MacArthur and Berkner, getting swept by the likes of Jesuit en route to that 8-6 district record. They had a team that went to the area round last year, much like Arlington did, and they are returning 8 varsity players from that area round team. One of the ones to look out for is going to be first-team pitcher Drew Vines. He is not on the mound tonight, but he is likely to be on the mound at some point this series. And then there are some second-teamers like Brody Ross, Nash Hornberger, Nate Kinder, Ty Hinkle, and Luke Roberts that all had successful ventures last year and are looking to help carry some of that success into this season as well. I'm feeling that breeze in my face, Jod. Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling that's the smell and feel of victory. You know, you never want to claim that early, but being an alumni of the Arlington Colts, you always want to go in rooting on your Colts, rooting the Colts to victory. No matter the sport, football, basketball, baseball, we can be outside playing tennis or wrestling. No matter what, as a Colt, you want your Colts to win.
You bleed green and white.
I hope not. That might be.
That would mean there's you'd have to check with your wife, the nurse, and see exactly why that's happening.
That is correct.
Fans, the pregame show is presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. They're a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. It's a 4-man crew for the postseason, John, and all 4 officials are meeting at home plate with coaches Womack and Rowland. Arlington will be in their home whites with the green pinstripes and green numbering. Looks like Pearce is wearing road grays this evening with cursive blue Pearce across the chest and red numbering on their jerseys. Starting lineups about to be introduced by the infamous Randy Russ on the PA. Just a few seats to my left as we are up in the physical press box tonight in order to make room for the NFHS, who is broadcasting this game in our usual spot down on the concourse.
Yeah, different digs for us tonight, different vantage point. We're usually on the ground looking at this vantage point through a camera. Tonight we get a chance to look at the real thing in time through this angle. We got a full booth up here too.
Yeah, it's a full house.
As I said, Coach Bouchel's on my left, Randy Russ is down far left. We got a full house tonight.
And hopefully we'll have a full house in the chat as well. We're going to be doing a more radio-style broadcast to let you know moment by moment, pitch by pitch, how things are going in tonight's by-district game. So be sure to copy the link, hit the share button, let the folks at home know that there is a free option available. You do not need to use the pay-per-view paywall that is being utilized this postseason. We're going to try to make you feel like you're at the ballpark with us, even if we're not permitted to do video broadcasts. We make the most of our opportunities, and it comes thanks to people like Chapman Cornelius, John Wade Roofing, Field Ops, Pipe and Peak, Taqueria Taco Express, Romy Pools, Trinity Logistics, and Modern West, among others. But we're super grateful for all of the viewership that we've had this season. Hopefully a few of the Bowie faithful find their way over and make it to tonight's game and just cheer for the local AISD team, cheer for ZAP broadcasters. And I know that there's a lot of people that tune in from out of town. The Monreal family tunes in from Corpus Christi pretty regularly. Donna Nipper tunes in from Mississippi pretty regularly. So looking forward to seeing who is in attendance in the chat tonight. If you join the chat, you just subscribe to the channel and wait a brief 10 minutes. And then let us know where you're tuning in from. We'll try to give you a shout out here on tonight's broadcast.
Yeah, it's been a fun year. We got a chance to explore doing basketball with the Bowie Volunteers. Obviously, we did football for the Colts and the Volunteers, and a few Sam Houston Texans games sprinkled in. And then obviously coming into baseball, we get the Volunteers and the Colts. So it's been a fun, exciting year for everything ZAP has going on for us.
We're going to be taking a short break during the summer so that we can prioritize our families, and then we're right back to it for football season starting in the fall. Just a programming note, we may need to keep the mics hugging to our mouths this evening just to make sure that everybody's able to hear us accurately and correctly. Randy Russ has started with the lineups, so we'll go ahead and introduce the Pearce starting lineup as well for game number 1 of this UIL by-district series. Coming out of District 7-6A with a 16-15 overall record, 8-6 in that 7-6A, the Pearce Mustangs have the following players leading off. Shortstop number 16, Lincoln Boyles, will be leading things off, followed by the left fielder, number 17, Luke Roberts. First baseman, number 21, Deuce Hernandez, will bat third, and he'll be followed by the cleanup hitter and third baseman. We mentioned him during the scouting report. Third baseman, second team all-district, Nash Hornberger. Designated hitter batting for the pitcher tonight in the 5-hole is number 24, Jesse Clyde. Batting sixth and playing second base is number 2, Nate Kinder. Right fielder, number 5, Andrew Dingle, will bat seventh. And the catcher, number 4, Brody Ross, will be in the 8-hole. Rounding out the batting order is center fielder, number 0, Ty Hinkle. Head coach of the Mustangs is Justin Rowland. Assistant coaches are Justin Whiteside, Wyatt Erickson, and Logan Hunt. They brought the entire team tonight, John, from the edge of the home plate circle all the way to the first base bag. The entirety of J.J. Pearce has made it down from Richardson, Texas for tonight's by-district game.
Hey, you're not just talking about the entirety of the baseball team. They have a few football players and basketball players included out there. It looks like
it looks like it.
It looks like a lineup that you would see if you're going to play a 4A, 5A football team here. About 30-something players on that line. Give a chance for the JV and the freshman kids to follow along and get a little playoff experience, even if they don't get a chance to play. It's always fun to go for the ride, to be part of the team and the experience.
Very true. The defensive alignment for Arlington High over at first base, it's the senior number 26, Noah Cifuentes. At second base, defensively, it's number 3, senior Simon Hercules. At third base, it's number 20, senior Abraham Alvarado. At shortstop, it's senior number 6, Colin Murphy. In left field, junior number 8, Jacob Frias. In center field, number 2, senior Gannon Howard. And in right field, senior number 17, Payne Kernal. The battery for this evening's first game, behind the plate, senior Axel Alvarado. And on the mound, as we talked about during the pregame show, it is the reigning district player of the year, starting pitcher, Grayson College commit, 7-2 record, 1.76 ERA, senior number 4, Danny Bustamante.
This is an observational note, Zach. Both teams, I believe in their uniformity. Both teams, all the starters have blonde tips for the playoffs, both the Colts and the Mustangs.
Yeah, they bleach their hair, it looks like.
It's
not just tips, that's the whole head of hair.
The whole head of hair for both teams, both starters.
You got to do something to commemorate the postseason, I guess.
I'm more of a dye team colors type of player. Let's go ahead and dye our hair green. Green for the Colts.
Let's have some fun with it. National anthem about to be played, and after that, it's baseball time in Texas. We'll be right back after this on the Zap Network.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd please rise and remove your caps. Join us as we honor America and Americans around the world with the playing of our national anthem.
Broadcasting live on the Zap Network, it is the 6A UIL postseason between the Arlington Colts and the Pearce Mustangs. Alongside Jason Holly, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you every pitch and every moment for this first round and first game. Copy the link, hit the share button, let the folks at home know that it is baseball time in Texas. A reminder, fans, that due to UIL restrictions, playoff broadcasts are limited to audio only. We appreciate you for supporting local broadcasters in this manner. When we know you have pay-per-view options at your disposal, but hopefully the Arlington faithful will choose to support local business and local broadcasters.
They may have pay-per-view options, but they don't have the dazzling voice of Zach the Voice.
You flatter me, sir.
I try.
Bustamante taking his warm-up pitches. A reminder of the Arlington defensive alignment. Cifuentes at first, Hercules at second, Alvarado AB, Alvarado at third, Murphy at short, Frias in left, Howard in center, Kernal in right. Axel Alvarado behind the plate, catching for Bustamante. Leading off and playing shortstop for the Pearce Mustangs, it's Lincoln Boyles. On deck, Luke Roberts, the left fielder, and in the hole, the first baseman, number 21, Deuce Hernandez. They are under the direction of Coach Justin Rowland. Arlington is under the direction of Coach Brian Womack. Assistant coaches are David Barrientos, Christian Alvarez, and Travis Miller. The toss down to second base has been issued. The umpire is doing a final sweep of home plate, and it is playoff baseball time in Texas. Fans, as we open up this game, we remind you to open up your home to new possibilities with Modern West Windows and Doors. Our first pitch presenters all this season and postseason here on Zap. The right-handed hitting Lincoln Boyles is digging into the batter's box. The right-handed throwing Bustamante assumes his spot on the plate on the pitcher's mound. Turns and fires. Fastball, ball one to kick off this ball game. 7:03 first pitch. Last check we had, temperature was around 66 degrees with a breeze coming in from right center field. As the next pitch is low and inside for ball number 2. Two balls and no strikes to the shortstop for J.J. Pearce in their road grays. Blue numbers on the back, red numbers on the chest with blue cursive Pearce emblazoned on their jerseys. Arlington in their home whites with the green pinstripes. And Colts in an arch across their chest as ball 3 is issued here to Lincoln Boyles. Bustamante with a black arm sleeve on his throwing arm and issues a called strike 1 on the outside part of the plate to bring the count to 3-1.
Yeah, Boyles is taking all the way here with the 3-1, with the 3-0. Good comeback pitch just to get enough to get it out. Try to get a good feel for what Boyles has at the plate.
3-1 now. Catches the corner for a called strike 2. Boyles was ready to toss his bat to the first base visiting dugout, and instead he'll have to hop back into the batter's box. It's 3-2.
He has a very weird kind of, when he walks into the box, before he puts the bat up to his shoulders, he has a weird movement with his left arm, like he's pushing out.
Payoff pitch for Bustamante, and he's going to saw it off up the third baseline and keep the at-bat alive.
Almost got the camera girl over there than the first
There's somebody taking some photographs, almost got into the home dugout over there as well. Arlington occupying third base, as they traditionally do. Really good turnout here for this postseason game for both teams. Coming to cheer on your high school athletes. Donna Nippers made it into the chat, and Randy Russ just a few spots over also in the chat as another payoff pitch comes in, and Bustamante collects the strikeout swinging to start the ball game.
Speaking of payoff pitch there, good pitch from Bustamante on the 3-2 to get that strikeout. That's the first one of the night already.
From a 3-0 count, battling all the way back to 3-2 and then blowing the fastball right by him. There's one away now for the left fielder, Luke Roberts. First pitch swinging, it's headed to right field. Kernal looks like he's got a beat on it, and he'll collect the grab for the F9 and out number 2.
First pitch swinging there by Roberts. Did the complete opposite of what Boyles did, was make Bustamante throw a lot of pitches. Now you one pitch, one out. There you go. Now you're down 2 outs already in the top of the first.
This is the right-handed hitting first baseman, Deuce Hernandez.
Surprised he's not wearing 22 with the name Deuce, like Deuce McAllister.
I wonder if he did that on purpose, just to be ironic. First pitch from Bustamante is low and away to the righty hitter for ball number 1. The back step and the high step from Busta. It's going to go off of the wrist of the batter, Hernandez. And that will go for a ball. Is somebody's phone going off? One ball, one strike. And a called strike number 2. Bustamante, after having to come all the way back on the first batter, is attacking here, and he gets Hernandez swinging. 3 batters, 2 strikeouts, and an efficient top of the first for the Grayson College commit. We're headed to the bottom of the first inning. It's Pearce nothing, and the Colts coming up to the plate. Back after this with playoff baseball on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe & Peak can help your home. When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
To the bottom of the first inning we go. And here is the starting lineup for your Arlington Colts with a 15-15 overall record, 10-4 in District 8 6A. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 6, Colin Murphy. Batting second and playing center field, number 2, Gannon Howard. Batting third and catching, number 5, Axel Alvarado. Batting cleanup, it's A.B. Alvarado in the hot corner. Batting fifth and playing right field, Payne Kernal. Batting sixth and playing first base, Noah Cifuentes. Corbin Quiros is in the DH spot, batting seventh and wearing number 24 for Arlington. He'll DH for the second baseman, Hercules. Batting eighth and pitching, number 4, Danny Bustamante. And rounding out the order, it's the left fielder, number 8, Jacob Frias. Defensively for Pearce, Hernandez is at first, Kinder is at second, Hornberger's at third, Boyles is at short, Roberts is in left, Henkel's in center, and Dingle is in right. The battery, Brody Ross catching for number 34, Caden Kubat, who issues ball number 1 low to the leadoff man, Colin Murphy. That was a mouthful. All in one breath. Home plate umpire shaking off some of the dirt that accumulated over home plate between innings. And that is ball number 2, also too low in the zone from the righty. Wearing number 34. I wonder who else in red, white, and blue wore 34 in this area as strike 1 gets called on the inside corner of the plate there.
He doesn't have the leg kick, though, of famous Nolan Ryan, but he has a very interesting release with that stretched out arm.
And it seems to be effective as he's come all the way back to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, very over-the-top type of release there, but it's stretched all the way out. He's pulling it from the very back.
The 2-2. Murphy's going to foul this one off the end of the bat and head towards the parking lot area here at Colt Field. Behind the first baseline is parking lot and the school buildings. Behind the third baseline is just some neighborhoods as Murphy swings and misses at strike number 3 from Caden Kubat.
Yeah, he used to live in neighborhoods right behind here. He used to tell a story going back through the fence right behind the football field, jumping the fence to go home. That's the easiest way home for us. We had the high school house. All my friends would go after football.
Kubat with a little bit of a tradition when there's not any runners aboard to take a couple of sighs in the direction of center field before turning to face his opponent. First pitch swinging by Howard, headed to right field, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. This is very weird, Jock. Bustamante had a strikeout and a first pitch fly out to right, and now Kubat doing the exact same thing with a strikeout of the leadoff shortstop and an F9 for the man in the 2-hole. 2 up, 2 down.
I'll say the same thing I always say. I'm never a fan of first pitch swinging because you don't make the pitcher throw enough pitches to figure out what he actually has.
2 away now for Axel Alvarado. One of the most consistent bats for Arlington High this season as he takes a look at ball 1. Batting .413 on the season with an on-base percentage of .526. Almost every other time he comes to the plate, he gets aboard. And he takes a look at ball 2 on the inside here. He had to wait a couple of years for the Defensive Player of the Year, Jeremiah Taylor, to graduate. But as he takes a look at ball number 3 here, seems very evident that this senior season has been one of those make the most of your opportunities, and that's exactly what Axel has done. And that is a 4-pitch walk for Axel Alvarado as he continues to increase that team leading on-base percentage.
It's a good job there by Alvarado. The 4 pitches, didn't chase after anything outside on 1 and 2, and then Kubal couldn't had a hard time coming back inside. So good 4-pitch at bat for Abraham as Axel as he's going to take a seat to get ready for the top of the second.
He'll get a courtesy runner in the form of number 14, Joel Gomez. Gomez now running at first. He'll be held there by the first baseman, Deuce Hernandez. That is ball number 5 overall from the pitcher Kubat. Ball number 1 to the third baseman, A.B. Alvarado. In there at the knees for a called strike number 1. AB batting about 206 on the year with a 365 on-base percentage. Time gets called at the plate. He's collected 12 base on balls and has 5 extra base hits on the year. And he's trying to get extra bases on this one as he sends it deep into left field, but not deep enough. The wind might have pushed that one a little bit as Roberts is able to camp underneath it to collect the F7 and end the inning. So Axel Alvarado draws a 2-out walk, but the runner gets no further than first base. We're headed to the top of the second inning, scoreless here at Colt Field. Back after this on the Zap Network. John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
To the second inning we go, and fans, a reminder, the second inning is presented by our friends at Pipe and Peak Plumbing. Call Caleb Renfro if you need cast iron replacement specialists at 817-807-7069. Serving Arlington for over 16 years. Danny Bustamante was able to collect a 1-2-3 half inning with a couple of strikeouts. He'll face the cleanup hitter, third baseman Nash Hornberger, followed by the DH, number 24, Jesse Klein, and in the hole, second baseman number 2, Nate Kinder. Hornberger, Klein, and Kinder. The next one's up for the Mustangs. We got a pretty strong contingent in the YouTube chat, but so far Randy and Don are the only ones who have commented. Fans, if you subscribe to the channel and wait just a brief 10 minutes, you can join the chat as well and let us know where you're tuning in from. Jot, we officially hit 960 on the YouTube subscriber count. We are just 40 subscribers away from hitting the big 1,000.
That's what we're trying to get to 1,000. We didn't think we would do it by baseball season after our conversations going from football to basketball. We're almost there. See if we can do it in the next few days. Be a good way to start the football season with 1,000 subscribers already on lock.
Hornberger takes a look at ball number 1 out of the arm of Bustamante. Breaking ball never breaks as that one's high and inside for ball number 2. Busta turns and delivers the 2-0. That one's sharply sent foul up the first baseline. Good swing by Hornberger, but probably timing was off by a fraction of a second.
Hopefully they told all the Pearce fans that made the trip not to park behind the visitor stands. There'd be a lot of foul balls in that territory.
Well, if they do have any kind of issues, I know a good insurance services company that can hook them up. as ball number 3 is just a bit too high. Axel tried to frame it but was unsuccessful. Time is called at the plate. It's a 3-1 here to Hornberger. And that is ball number 4.
Designated hitter number 24.
So Hornberger gets a leadoff walk. He represents the first base runner of the evening for Pearce. Jesse Klein, the DH for the pitcher, will be the next man up as Hornberger takes a 2 to 3 step lead off with Cifuentes covering the first base bag. They'll do a check over on him at first, and he has the opportunity to actually get his jersey dirty at this venue, Jot.
Yeah, not playing on turf. I'm getting dirty out here playing in the dirt.
Out of the stretch, Bustamante delivers a swinging strike number 1 to Jesse Klein.
As you were saying in the pregame, the Colts have a very good infield, very good defense. This would be a good way to help yourself out to pitch to a double play as you have Alvarado on third coming in. Look for anything hit that way for a 5-6-3 or 5-4-3.
That one's low and inside for ball number 1 to the DH. A lefty hitter. The second one in the lineup, Boyles was actually a lefty, and I said righty. I misspoke back in the first inning. So the second lefty we've seen this evening. Another check over to first. Hornberger dives back and has to dust the dirt off of his hands. 1-1 at the plate. The pitch home is going to get fouled off into the netting, and it's 1-2. Good battle by Bustamante as he's trying to collect the first out of the top of the second here. Second baseman Nate Kinder taking cuts in the on-deck circle. One ball and 2 strikes as the righty pitcher has to put his back to the base runner. He feigns as if he's going, and ball 2 is issued low and inside to Klein. Hornberger moved a few steps as if he was looking like he might steal and then held up there, Jot.
I don't think he's much of a runner. He doesn't look like he's built to run bases while he's batting fourth and playing third. But he doesn't seem as lucid as some of the runners that you've seen throughout the season in multiple teams.
Another check down over there just to let Hornberger know that Bustamante sees him. And then time gets called at the plate. Ron Coker tuning in the YouTube chat, saying glad to join you from home this evening. Glad to have you joining us. Thanks so much for tuning in and supporting us tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bustamante comes home with it, and that one's going to get fouled out of play along the third baseline. AB came out of that third base position to take a look at it, and it'll go beyond the dugout and head towards that wooden fence that separates the ballpark from the neighbors behind us.
Somebody's backyard is getting a free gift tonight.
So it'll stay 2-2 with no outs, runner at first. And another check, and this time Hornberger is back standing up, doesn't even dive in the dirt. The pitch home to Klein is a bit outside, and the count runs full.
He's got to focus on just getting the batter here. He's worrying too much of the runner on first. He's not going to take off. If he would have, I think he had a chance to earlier. He doesn't look like he wants to run at first. You got to focus at the batter here and strike him out. Strike him out, double play, anything you can here. Just don't worry about the man at first with the full count.
Still looking for the first out of the second inning, and time gets issued by the official along the first baseline, issuing a statement to the visitors in that dugout. Somebody possibly jawing a little bit too much or saying something they shouldn't. Payoff pitch on the way. In the air, headed for right center field. Who's going to call for it? It looks like Gannon has a beat on it, and he does. Only about 20 feet behind the second base bag, but he's able to charge up from center field to collect the F8 and out number 1.
That's all you needed to do there with the full count. Just focus on the man at the plate. Don't worry about the man taking off. He doesn't show that he has the speed out there in first. If he wants to run, that's why you have Alvarado behind the plate with the arm. Let your defense do the work there and just focus on the man at the plate.
That'll take us to the second baseman, Nate Kinder, with 1 on and 1 out. He'll square up to bunt, and it'll go foul up the third baseline. Not very often you see a righty hitter square up to bunt, and it goes behind him up the third baseline, but that's exactly what happens there as the count moves to 0-1. Second baseman trying to move his third baseman over to second base. They'll check on him over there, and Cifuentes won't even apply the courtesy tag. The 0-1 after the failed bunt attempt on the way. Curveball drops in for a called strike. He's been trying to place that breaking pitch early in this game, John. This time he finally finds it.
Finally finds a spot to drop it down. Let's see if he comes back with it. You're going to speed him up here with 2 strikes.
I would come back with the fastball. He's ahead in the count. He's got an opportunity to go with a high heater. But I'm not the one who decides what pitch comes in.
I would just focus on the man at the plate, though. I know you've had 2 throwovers this at bat. Don't worry about the man at first.
Catches the corner, called strike 3.
That's what happens when you focus on the man at the plate. You get your 3rd strikeout of the night. Don't worry about the man at first. He's shown he's not a runner. He's just trying to mess with you. So don't worry about him. Settle down and get the man out at the plate and get your bats back up to bat.
Trust your defense as well. Axel Alvarado with a good arm behind the plate as he gets ready to face the right fielder, Andrew Dingle. Ball 1 is issued to him here with 2 outs and a man aboard. Another check down over to first. Cifuentes just playing catch with Bustamante at this point, not even applying a tag again as Hornberger's back in time. It'll go into shallow center field as the runner makes it into scoring position. It's a called strike at the plate, so the count is 1-1. So Dingle with a even count, but a man in scoring position now after the stolen base by Hornberger. Off speed, drops in, and it's 1-2.
That's all he needs to do is focus on the man at the plate. You got a 1-2 count here. Just go at him. Try to get strikeout number 4 if you can. Anything in the infield can get you an out. You just want to get out of this inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a man on base number 2 for the right fielder. And Dingle will call time at the plate. Hornberger not even taking a shortstop's length lead off of second base as Murphy's a couple of steps to his side. And that ball goes just a little bit to the side of the strike zone to even it at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of inning number 2 with a man on base number 2. Deuces are truly wild. Bustamante agrees on the pitch, but Dingle will call time and step out of the batter's box. Bustamante sets, looks at second, and comes home. That's in play. It's to Hercules. He'll play it on the hop and make the throw to Cifuentes for the final out of the inning. Hornberger gets a stolen base and makes it into scoring position, but makes it no further. And it stays scoreless here as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Back after this here on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Bottom of the second inning about to get underway here at Colt Field. Hornberger made it to second base on the walk and the steal, but then Hercules was able to record the final out on a grounder to send us to the bottom of the second. Leading off, it's the right fielder, Payne Kernal. Will be followed by the first baseman, Noah Cifuentes, and the DH, Corbin Quiros. Interestingly enough, Jock, Kernal, Cifuentes, and Quiros are the 3 young men in the Arlington lineup who have home runs this season, and they go back to back to back this half inning. Not saying any of them have very much of a chance with the wind conditions what they are right now. It's just very interesting that they end up together in the lineup here in the second inning.
That means that you have too much power to pitch to if you're the man on the man on the mound between Kernal, Cifuentes, and Quiros. Somebody is liable to take it over left field, and they all have pop in their bats, so it makes it dangerous when you have those guys come up right back to back to back.
Kernal, first pitch swinging, can't connect, and it is 0-1.
Yeah, he was swinging for the fence there. We were just saying out in left field. That was a 312 swing.
And that one's going to go off of his left shoulder. The breaking ball ends up connecting with Kernal's shoulder blade. It's a leadoff hit by pitch for the right fielder.
First baseman, number 26.
So that'll take us to the first baseman, Noah Cifuentes.
Quite sad that you got a chance to see his home run. Me and Cameron all year, we were saying that Cifuentes has a lot of pop in that bat. Just had a hard time finding the gaps. But I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for this big pop from Cifuentes one of these days.
Did that one go off his helmet or off his bat?
Off his bat.
That went off his bat, but that's another ball that's way too far inside to those righty hitters. And it is going to be just a harmless foul because of the weird contact that was made. But Kubat is not finding that part of the strike zone right now.
Well, that's unfortunate that it's called a strike on that foul.
It would have been even more unfortunate if it made it into the field of play. Cifuentes is going to show bunt here, and it's going to send it up the first baseline, and it'll go foul. And now it's 0-2, and he'll have to defend the plate.
Waiting to see if he was going to pull back once he saw the third baseman run up towards him.
Yeah, Hornberger charged halfway up the baseline from the third base position to try to cover it. He wanted to send it towards first because Hernandez was covering Kernal at the first base bag. But instead, it goes towards the first base on deck circle.
Yeah, I was waiting.
And they'll check on Kernal. It's a pretty good move there by Kubat. Arlington's going to have to take that into account for that move that he put over on the check down to first. The 0-2, he's going. It's low and outside. That's ball 1 at the plate. And it is a caught stealing for Kernal. Did not get the jump. And it's out number 1. Interestingly enough, before that play, Arlington was 54 of 65 on stolen base attempts on the season. Good for an 83% clip, but that will be their 12th caught stealing as a team as Kernal is retired. The 1-2 to Cifuentes is too high for ball number 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Noah here with 1 out. Kubat comes home with it. Cifuentes will put this in play, headed down the right field line, and it's headed into the glove of the covering second baseman. Kinder comes over to catch it in foul territory for the FO4 and out number 2.
Designated hitter, number 24, Corbin Quiros.
That'll take us to Corbin Quiros, DHing for Hercules tonight. Quiros batting .333 on the year with 19 hits, including 4 extra bases. going for extra bases on that first swing. Can't connect. It's 0-1.
Yeah, he was swinging for the fences there. Same thing Payne did when he came up for his first at bat a few batters ago. First pitch swinging.
I think he's
Put everything
going
behind it.
I think he's going first pitch fastball, and that's what they're looking for. He'll send that one outside for ball number 1.
Yeah, there's mistiming it. He has that long release, so there's mistiming out of his hand. But two batters, this is bad. This inning, have already came out swinging at that fastball.
The 1-1 is just in at the knees, and it'll bring the count to 1-2.
Now you got to shorten up your swing here and just protect the plate with a 1-2 count. You don't want to go down swinging.
Next pitch, he does go down swinging. Cannot connect, and it's an unconventional 1-2-3 half inning for Kubat, as the hit by pitch is negated on the caught stealing, a foul out, and a strikeout to take us to the third. Back after this, a scoreless ball game at Colt Field here on the Zap Network.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more.
Fans, the third inning is presented by Field Ops. They do more than just field markings. They also do commercial landscaping. Find out all John Kling can do for you by calling 817-908-2194. Field Ops, our third inning featured sponsor. It's going to be the 8-9-1 spots for the Pearce Mustangs here. Catcher Brody Ross leading things off. He'll be followed by the center fielder Ty Hinkle, and back to the top of the order in Lincoln Boyles. Bustamante already with 3 strikeouts, including 1 looking. And he has not even made it all the way through the lineup yet. First pitch home is too low for ball 1.
Ross made a great throw out on the bottom of the second on Cornell, trying to steal second. So let's see what kind of play he does at the plate compared to what his arm is.
He's going to stretch his arm out there and make contact that goes foul, caromming off of the school building here at Arlington High School to make the count 1-1. Axel sweeping off home plate himself a little bit after calling a brief time. Ross is back into the batter's box, and the 1-1 pitch home is just above the cursive Pearce lettering on the catcher's jersey to make it 2 balls and a strike. Bustamante with a quick approach, and the curveball is too far inside. Tried that breaking pitch, and it just did not break the strike zone in time. It's 3-1. Ross digs back into the batter's box. Bustamante with the glove on his face, turns and fires, and it's too high and outside. Busta waves his hands in frustration as Ross gets the leadoff walk.
Yeah, that's a outside pitch there. He thought he was going to call on it, doesn't. But now Ross is getting pinch ran out there at first so he can get ready for the bottom of the third.
Yep, catchers and pitchers are the only ones that are issued courtesy runners. Everybody else is a pinch runner. This is number 1, Zach Quintero, running at first now. There's a loose baseball up the baseline there that is being fielded by the man on deck. That's the shortstop, Boyles. Now play can resume as Busta now has to pitch out of the stretch. Hinkle squares up for a bunt, and it goes right to AB up the baseline. He'll throw it to second base, and they'll get the force out on the 5-4, but Hercules is not able to turn in time to throw it to first, so they will get the 5-4 fielder's choice that will retire Quintero.
Yeah, dropping down that bunt actually worked in AB's favor. He ran up, the ball came straight to him, made it harder to throw to turn to second, but he was still able to get the force out on the lead runner.
So there's one out now for the top of the order in Lincoln Boyles, who struck out his last time up. Cifuentes covering that first base bag. AB continuing to play on the lip of the infield grass up that third baseline as the lefty hitter takes a look at ball number 1 high. I mistakenly said that he was a righty when we started the ball game. Correcting that now. Ball 1 and 1 on and 1 out as Busta checks down over to first. Bottom of the second, Jesuit 4, Lamar nothing in other by-district competition. The Martin Warriors also playing Richardson in this opening series as ball number 2 is issued. And South Grand Prairie is playing MacArthur in their opening series. 2-0 the count here to Boyles. And Busta will check over to first, and it's a quick tag that is not in time. Second inning for Martin and Richardson as well. Martin is ahead 1-0. Runs are at a premium so far in this ball game as we're scoreless here in the top of the third. Runner feigns as if he's going. Strike 1 is called at the plate. And Hinkle goes back to first base. 2-1 with 1 out now. That's going to be a called ball as Axel with a check down over to first. That one must have been a bit too high, Jot. That was a fastball over the heart of the plate, but it must have just been a little bit too high for that umpire strike zone. So 3-1 at the plate now to Boyles, who had a 3-0 count his last time up. Busta checks to first, and he is back. We have a first base umpire, a second base umpire, and a third base umpire, so we don't have to look to the middle of the field for checkdowns over to first for these playoff series. The 3-1 pitch is in at the knees for a called strike 2. Boyles thought he drew the walk, flipped his bat, went halfway up the baseline, and now has to come back for a full count.
Yeah, it's that slow call there from the umpire. We've seen that a few times this season. Different umpires are slow to the draw.
With the Pearce coach calling timeout to talk to his batter in the batter's box, Coach Womack taking advantage of the opportunity of the coach called timeout to come out and give a brief word of encouragement to Danny Bustamante out there on the mound. Axel joins him from the catcher's position as we have a countdown on the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 3, 2, 1 to the top of the order in Lincoln Boyles. Cifuentes continuing to cover Hinkle. They'll check on him again, and he is diving back in time. That left hand scraping through the dirt of the Arlington infield and touching that first base bag in time. Bustamante shakes his head a couple of times, nods in agreement, and comes home with the payoff pitch, and it'll get fouled off. Into the netting behind home plate. The runner Hinkle was going, and he'll have to go back to first base after the foul ball.
I'm watching this with you. I'm just in extreme concentration out here. Full count. I'm still here, Zach. Don't
You're
worry.
still here?
I'm still here.
Another check down over to first. They're getting a little bit closer, I feel like.
Just
But
extreme concentration. Yeah, they're getting closer and closer at first, but with the full count, Bustamante just needs to go at the batter here. Runner's going to take off, I think, either way. Axel needs to be prepared to throw.
payoff pitch. In play and foul. The first base umpire had to do a little hopscotch in order to get away from that one.
Put the tap shoes on out there at first. Gregory Hines reincarnated.
Bustamante toes the rubber as Boyles steps into the lefty batter's box. Countdown stays on the scoreboard as Busta checks on first again. Busta comes set on the mound, and the payoff pitch is again fouled off of the wrists by Lincoln Boyles.
Boyles is working this pitch count too. A very long at bat. Doesn't help that Bustamante keeps throwing over at first.
Yeah, his checkdowns are extending this at bat. You can tell that having a runner aboard is kind of in his head right now. But his defense has been able to back him up so far. After that walk by Brody Ross, the runner was retired at second base on the 5-4 fielder's choice. And he's going to step off the back of the plate to chase the runner back to first.
That move that Boyles does here with his left hand is it's quite interesting. Like he's trying to pop into the place or something. He's getting it comfortable.
It almost is like imitating one of those slapper type swings that you would see in softball. Payoff pitch coming. Catches the corner. Curveball on the outside. Called strike 3.
Great curveball on the outside part of the plate there. Runner stayed at first. Boyles just sat there and watched as he was called out for strike number 3.
2 away now for the left fielder Luke Roberts, as Bustamante collects his 4th strikeout of the evening. Check down over to first. And Henkel is back in time.
That's the closest he's been so far. Closest Busta has been.
Time is called briefly up the first baseline. Worth reminding fans that Arlington has played 30 games this year. 19 of them have been against teams that have made it to the postseason in their respective divisions. They are with a wealth of games and reps versus postseason teams, as ball 1 is issued inside to Luke Roberts. From Aledo and Argyle to Chisholm Trail and Legacy, the Corpus Christi tournament, 4 of their 5 opponents are in the postseason. Birdville, Benbrook, Country Day, South, Lone Star, Lamar, Mansfield, and Martin, all in the postseason this year. Runner goes, curveball is a ball as the check down is not in time. It's a stolen base for Henkel.
That's a frustrating throw by Alvarado. Looked like he was on the line, but then it just curved off. Wasn't able to get him, pulled Hercules far enough away from the tag. He wasn't a direct throw towards second. Now you got that runner standing at second.
It's a 2-0 count at the plate. Hercules shading closer to second base to try to keep the runner there. Murphy in a very wide shortstop's length over on the left-hand side of the field. As that slider cannot find the zone, clips the outside area for ball number 3 to Luke Roberts. Roberts was first pitch swinging his last at-bat, a little more patient in this appearance. Flew out to Kernal in right field.
Taking all the way 3-0.
He is, and he'll take ball 4. Roberts draws the free pass.
First baseman number 21, Deuce Hernandez.
Second walk issued by Bustamante. Third walk, excuse me. So 2 on and 2 out now for the first baseman, Deuce Hernandez. AB straight away on third. I said third for Cifuentes, didn't I?
Cifuentes at first.
Cifuentes at first. I was looking at third to see where AB was playing. He's straight away at his defensive spot as well. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hernandez. This one's belted, and it's safe into left field. They're sending the runner. Frias's throw is going to be cut off, and Pearce scores the first run of the ball game on the RBI single to left by Deuce Hernandez.
Yeah, that was a good hit there by Hernandez over the head of the shortstop. Outstretched arm, wasn't able to get to it out in left field. Frias didn't come up throwing. Allowed that runner to get in.
Move the runner over to third as Henkel comes in to score. Roberts advances 2 bases on the base hit.
First hit of the game for either team, Zach.
First base hit leads to the first run as it's a 1-0 Pearce advantage.
Third baseman number 13, Nash Hornberg.
Hornberger drew a walk and got a stolen base in his last plate appearance. Trying to bring in the runner from third in the form of Luke Roberts. Danny steps off the back of the pitcher's plate as he's got Hernandez at first, Roberts at third. First run of the game across. First pitch home, belted to left field. Headed for foul territory and out of play for strike 1. Looked like a good cut off of the swing of Hornberger, but wasn't squared up quite as well as I thought off of the connection.
Sounded better than it looked.
Sounded better than it looked. Ends up in foul territory, and it's 0-1. Clips that outside corner, and Bustamante's worked his way ahead 0-2 on Hornberger.
You just got to attack here with 2 strikes. Just attack the man at the plate. Don't worry about anything else.
Busta sets, looks at third, comes home, and it's fouled off straight back. Into the netting at the backstop there. And the runners return to their bases. Roberts at third, Hernandez at first. Cifuentes covering the first base bag. AB playing straight away at third. They'll check over at first, and it's not in time. Hernandez able to dive back in time, get his gray jersey dirtied up a little bit. Time is called at the plate as Hornberger steps way outside of the box there. Almost outside of the entire batting circle. The 0-2 from Busta. It's a curveball, and Hornberger is able to make some contact on it, but it'll go out of play.
Out into the parking lot. Should have kept tally of how many balls get hit into the parking lot tonight. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, Zach.
Depends on where the parking lot is over at Pearce. Game 2 is going to be at J.J. Pearce High School up in Richardson. Jot and I will be on the call for that one as well.
I guess we'll keep tally of the softball field there.
This one's in play to center field. Howard, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps forward and makes the grab for the final out. And the inning is over, but not before Deuce Hernandez is able to crack the scoring open with a single to left And it's 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third here at Colt Field. Back after this on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab leaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
Bottom of the third inning here. It's only the second inning between South Grand Prairie and MacArthur. That one still scoreless. 5-0 the advantage for the Jesuit Rangers against Lamar right now, and Martin still leads Richardson 1-0. 1-0 is the margin here as Pearce was able to get an RBI on the first hit of the game, and now Bustamante going to try to help his own cause as he leads off the bottom of this third inning. Yeah. It'll be Bustamante, Frias, and then the top of the order, Murphy, due up for the Colts.
Yeah, Arlington's still looking for their first hit. They've gone on base twice now with a hit by pitch and a walk. But they need to get the bats going here in the bottom of the third to tie this game up back at 1.
Or take the lead.
That's always a
swing and a miss on the first pitch. Bustamante going for the fences, can't connect as Kubat back out for another inning of work for the Mustangs. The 0-1 curveball doesn't break in, and it's 1-1.
Like you said, he's started off a lot of these at-bats first ball, fastball, first pitch. The Colts have been chasing after each one.
That one is in the lower quadrant of the zone for a 1-2 count. Bustamante shakes his head in disagreement as he steps out of the batter's box. One ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the 8th spot in the lineup. Next pitch. Swung on and swung through. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts if you go back to the previous inning. Quiros was retired on strikes. Now Bustamante leads things off with a swinging strikeout. Third of the evening for Kubat as he gets ready to face Jacob Frias for the first time, and then we're back to the top of the order in Murphy.
He'll come out with a fastball here first pitch. That seems to be
I would
the
bet
trend.
it. I would bet it. Mom, the producer, tuning in from home tonight, listening to our stream as that one goes too far outside for ball 1 to Frias. Fans, a reminder, if you subscribe to the channel and wait a brief 10 minutes, you too can join the chat. And we'll try to give you a shout out on the broadcast as Frias takes a look at ball 2 inside. Two 2-0 the count. Next pitch on the way, right down the pipe and peak for strike 1 called.
Down the pipe and peak. There you go.
So 2-1 now to Jacob Frias. Next pitch outside, and it's a hitter's count to the 9-hole hitter.
He's already walked 1. He walked Axel back in the first. So if you're Frias, look for something that anything outside, leave it alone. Try to get ball 4.
They're going to call a strike on that inside quadrant, and the count runs full here. Frias has a .444 on-base percentage this season. Trying to increase that a little bit here as he's got a 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. 3-2-1, payoff pitch. Called strike 3. He went inside for strike 2, and he goes outside for strike 3. And he's got 4 strikeouts as we go back to the top of the order with Murphy.
The catcher thought it was the end of the inning. He took off towards the dugout after the strikeout there.
Third baseman Hornberger had to wave his glove to remind him to throw it to me so we can throw it around the horn. Murphy for his second at-bat as he takes a look at ball one, low and away. Dug out there by the catcher, Brody Ross. I think he had to backhand it off of the dirt, so he asked for a new ball. The 1-0. Chopper foul. Everybody in the third base dugout had to put their heads up a little bit. Goes over the top of them, and the count moves to 1-1. Murph with a sigh of the shoulders as he steps back into the batter's box. And that one, almost the same pitch as the one that was ball one a moment ago. It's now 2-1.
Yeah, a little loose on the control there on that 1-1. It's far outside.
So 2-1 now to Murphy, who struck out his last time up. And he's got a 2-2 as he can't connect on that swing.
I noticed he's shortened up his stretch on the mound too. He's not bringing that arm as far back as he was back in the first inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Next pitch. Swung on and missed. It's a 1-2-3 inning that strikes out the side in order as Kubat sends his team back to the dugout. We're through 3 complete with runs at a premium here on the Zap Network. 1-0, the visitors have the advantage. Back after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
The 4th inning of every Zap game is presented by Trinity Logistics Services. Don't let hauling be a hassle. Trinity has dumpsters that fit any size project, and they drop off and pick up, so you can focus on cleaning up a win for your home or business. Call Chet Soto at 817-693-1302 for more information. Trinity Logistics Services, the Zap 4th inning sponsor. To the top of the 4th we go. Bustamante back out for another inning of work. He's been solid. He's got 4 strikeouts, but that single to left field by Deuce Hernandez is proving the difference so far as Pearce clinging to that 1-run lead. It'll be the DH and 5-hole hitter Jesse Klein leading things off. He'll be followed by the second baseman Nate Kinder, and then the right fielder Andrew Dingle in the hole.
Yeah, that 3rd inning was set up by that walk to start the inning, and then the fielder's choice in the 5-4. They weren't able to turn the double play. Then after that, you had that walk from Roberts. There were 2 outs, and that set up that single. So the inning could have been avoided, but see if we can avoid that type of inning here after he settled out. Had a good first and second.
Lefty hitter Klein digs into the batter's box. First pitch swinging, chopper foul up the first baseline.
First pitch swinging.
Which, as an Arlington fan, you'll take. Try to get ahead in the count as often as you can. The 0-1 from Danny is going to get fouled off the bottom portion of the bat. Goes somewhere into no man's land between home plate and the third base dugout. Retrieved there by number 10, Jacob Golden. And it's 0-2 at the plate to Klein. Busta agrees on a pitch, turns and delivers. And he chases at it and can't connect. Strike 3 swinging of Klein, and Busta collects his 5th strikeout of the game.
Klein was swinging at everything there, swung at all 3 pitches. Busta just put it outside where he couldn't reach it. Good strikeout.
Second baseman number 2, Dave Kinder.
Seems I lost the hearing in my right ear, Zach.
Sorry, that was my fault. Trying to make some adjustments as this one is back up the middle for a clean base hit. This is the second baseman, Nate Kinder, put it between the second base bag and the shortstop into shallow center field. And he'll get a base knock for a one-out single.
Right fielder number 5, Andrew Dingle.
I was getting a little bit of feedback on one of our inputs for the crowd mic, and I was trying to see if I could adjust it to a different input, see if that made a difference.
I just figured I was hearing a bee buzz around outside in the cold weather.
No, that was me. Bustamante to the stretch now as he delivers ball 1 high to Dingle. Dingle grounded out to Hercules at second to end the inning during his last appearance. He's got a man on and 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And he's going to be swinging at this one. It'll go foul out of play. Headed to the campus of Arlington High School, just beyond right field and beyond that third baseline. One ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. Another pickoff attempt as Kinder is back diving in time. Bustamante's pitch home, chopper to short, and it's out of position for Murphy, and that's going to be a clean base hit. That's just past where Murphy was able to get to. He had to really, really charge just to keep it in front of him, and there was no play.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been able to get there in time to get the out at second. Kinder had a good speed on that takeoff from first to second, so those would be a tough play either way.
Good solid contact back-to-back times. One up the middle to shallow center. This one just past Murphy at short. And there's 2 on and 1 out now for the catcher, Brody Ross. First pitch swinging, headed to right field and out of play. Kernal giving chase to see if he could catch up to it. And it's 0-1. Ross walked, and then his courtesy runner was retired on a fielder's choice his last time up. Cifuentes on the lip of the grass in case of a bunt. And they'll check down over to first anyways. It's a ball called at the plate, and it's 1-1 with 1 out and 2 men aboard. Kinder, the runner at second. Dingle, the runner at first.
Big gap there between third and short. Alvarado's very close to the third base bag for a 4th out.
That is ball number 2. By our count, it's 2 balls and a strike. To the catcher, Brody Ross. 8th spot in the lineup. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Ty Hinkle. Bustamante agrees on the pitch. Sets on the mound, looks at second, and comes home. It's back up the middle. Hercules to Murphy. Over to Cifuentes. It's a 4-6-3 double play for the Arlington defense, and they get out of the inning. Beautifully turned execution. And Pearce is back to the dugout scoreless. What a great double play as Hercules sends it to Murph, who sends it to Cifuentes. And we're headed to the 4th inning stretch. As we see how these final innings unfold, Modern West invites you to see the difference that new windows can make in your home. Visit modernwestwindows.com to learn more about the sponsors of the ZAP 4th inning stretch. Back after this.
When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
To the bottom of the fourth inning we go here at Colt Field. Arlington's defense turning a great double play to end the inning and leave Pearce in scoring position. Arlington, by my count, Jot, I don't think they have even made it to scoring position yet tonight. With just a couple of people getting to first base and no further. Axel Alvarado's going to be trying to help that, as well as Gannon Howard. He'll be leading things off. Howard with a team-leading 33 hits coming into this ball game.
See if Maroon 5 playing can boost Gannon's spirits here.
Called strike one on the outside part of the corner from Caden Kubat.
Two base runners all night for the Colts. A walk from Axel and a hit by pitch for Cornell.
Gannon was swinging for a big base hit there, and it'll get fouled out of play.
Might be swinging for somebody's windshield in the parking lot.
Yeah, those of us who come here often enough know where to park and where not to. No balls and 2 strikes here. Next pitch. Headed for right field. Playable. And over the head of the right fielder, Dingle. Howard is steaming for second, and he's going to get there. It's a leadoff double over the head of the right fielder, and the Colts are in scoring position for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Dingle misplayed that ball off the hop. He was thinking it was going to drop shorter than what it actually did. It carried over his head out towards the wall. Good double for Gannon to start off the inning. Now with the Alvarado's back-to-back, you need to get this run.
And now you find yourself in a really tough position because Axel has the best batting average on the team. He's got the best on-base percentage on the team. You don't want to ask him to bunt, but with runs at a premium, you might see him square up here to try to move Gannon into third base.
I don't know. He already got a walk back in the first inning. We'll see what he does here.
First pitch to him, he's swinging for the fences and can't connect.
First pitch swinging on the pitch outside. It means he's looking for something. They're giving him green light to swing there.
Well, historically, it's been first pitch fastball, but I think that one was an off-speeder. Now he'll square up to bunt, and he'll pull back, and now Gannon's caught in a rundown, and it's headed to center field. It goes over the head of the second baseman, and the throw from center field is going to carry him off of the wall. It was a bad throw by Brody Ross that ended up in the center fielder Henkel's glove. What was originally going to be a rundown is now third base for Gannon Howard.
And then it worked out. It almost worked out in the favor of the Colts. Henkel threw that ball back towards us. Deeper backstop. Gannon's taking off running.
Yeah, that's a plus on the E2 for Gannon. And it's a 1-1 count at the plate for Axel Alvarado. And it's now 2-1. The tying run 90 feet away for Arlington here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Now you put pressure on him here with no outs. You have Axel and then Abe right behind him.
The entire infield in on the lip of the grass. That's going to right field. That should be deep enough. Howard is tagging. The throw had to be perfect, and it's not. Beautifully placed sacrifice fly to right field by Axel Alvarado. Howard dives in head first, and we're tied up at 1 apiece.
Beautiful. It looked good coming off the bat there. Went right out to right field. Infield playing low. You thought you had a spot to hit that gap, but it doesn't matter there. You get the run. That's all you needed to do. Now it's tied back up at 1.
A leadoff double. A plus on an E2 and an F9 sack RBI. And we're knotted back up at 1-1. One away here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Exactly what you needed.
That was a great slide by Gannon Howard, too. The right fielder Dingle gave it his best shot. But Brody Ross's sweeping tag at home was not in time as Howard makes it 1-1. And this is ball one to the third baseman. A.B. Alvarado flew out to left field his last time up, hoping to find his way aboard here. He'll foul that one straight back, and the Aces are wild. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
It's a good gap out there in left center field if he can get a hold of one.
Called strike 2, catches the corner. AB going to have to defend the plate now for Payne Kernal waiting in the on-deck circle. That one's going to bounce off of the chest of Brody Ross.
I think the pressure is getting a little bit to Kubat this inning. Had a lot more wild pitches than he's seen throughout the game so far.
Nobody's aboard, though, so there's no advancement of any runners. 2-2 is now 3-2, as that one is chin high to AB. And he has worked the count full. Countdown on the scoreboard, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Payoff pitch. That one's hit to center field, playable for Henkel. And he'll come over and make the grab for the F8.
That was good contact, though. I was hoping it would have carried a little bit more left.
If it went just a little bit more to the left, it would have dropped into the gap. But it hung up a little bit too long, and Henkel was able to move about 10 to 15 paces to his right and collect the out. So 2 away now for Payne Kernal. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Ross tries to frame that one after catching it way outside the zone, moves his glove back, but the umpire's not biting. It's 1-0. That one will get called at the knees. Kernal with the check swing, but it's still a strike regardless. 1-1 the count now. Very quick to the plate is Kubat, as that one is neck high to Kernal for ball 2.
He's stressing up there now. It's getting tighter for him, even if he has nobody on base. He's quick throwing, quick pitching.
Too far outside, and it's a hitter's count to Kernal.
Don't chase outside. Just take the free base if you get it.
Batting .294 on the season coming into tonight's game. The 3-1 to him is straight up and straight back. That is headed for the press box that we occupy this evening as the count runs full to 3-2.
That reaches over the net. That's above us.
That one went way high.
Somebody's truck in this room might be in danger. My car, I think, is far enough safe.
This one's headed for right field. That one might bloop safely, and it's just barely foul, about a foot on the opposite side of that right field line. Kernal very, very close to placing that one and getting extra bases. New ball to Kubat. Sets up on the mound. And another payoff pitch. And again, another foul out of play. And it'll keep the at-bat alive for one more pitch.
Come on, let's get on base, Payne. Get on base. Going to extend this inning.
If he does extend it, Noah Cifuentes will be the next man up for the Colts. Kubat, another payoff pitch. And again fouled off as Kernal continues to defend the plate. Sent up the third baseline this time and caroms off at the fence in front of the home dugout.
Was that 4 straight foul balls by Payne on this at bat?
I believe so. Who will win the battle between Kubat and Kernal? Another payoff. And another hit by pitch. A quality at-bat for Kernal ends with a trip down the first baseline.
Could have been a little bit of frustration there by Kubat on the mound. He'd lost control of that pitch on for the ball 4 to hit him, but a little frustration there on the mound. That was a very long at bat.
Got a little frustrated there, thinking that he should have had him struck out a couple of pitches prior, and instead Kernal makes it to first base.
Never going to say that's intentional, but when you have a long at bat, that was a 10-pitch at bat just about for Kernal. A little bit of frustration there.
That one's going to carry him, and the catcher has no idea where it is. Brody Ross lost it at home plate, and Kernal will scamper to second.
Yeah, Kubat, he threw a pitch low. Didn't even make it the full way. Ross lost it, stayed at his feet. Now Kernal's in scoring position with Cifuentes up there.
A 1-0 to Cifuentes is now 2-0 as that one goes low and away.
This is your pitch here. You're going to get the best pitch you're going to get on the 2-0. See if they give it to him. Left center field's calling his name.
Quick glance of second and the pitch home. He's headed that one for left field. It's going. It's going. It is caught out in left field, about 3 feet shy of the fence. Roberts collects the longest F7 you'll see here at Colt Ballpark, and that ends the inning. But not before Axel Alvarado is able to bring in Gannon Howard from scoring position to tie this thing up. It's a brand new ball game as we head to the 5th here at Arlington. Back after this on Zap.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com. Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe & Peak can help your home.
The longest flyout you will ever see, 312 to that left field corner, and that one went about 308 before Cifuentes was robbed of extra bases. But Arlington was able to tie it up in that inning, so we head to the 5th with the score 1-1. Bustamante back out for another inning of work for the Colts. And it'll be the 9-1-2 spots in the Pearce lineup. Henkel, Boyles, and Roberts coming up to the plate here in the top of the 5th.
Man, I say all the time, me and going way back to the Birdsville tournament, me and Cameron, because Fuentes has great pop in that bat. We're waiting for him to find the gap. You got a chance to call his home run earlier this season. But, man, that was close. That was right there at the wall. Great play by the left fielder, though, for Pearce. But, man, that was right there. With a 2-run shot would have changed the magnitude of the game.
Complexion of the game has been altered, though, after Axel was able to drive in Gannon. Runs at an extreme premium here tonight. As we go deeper into this ball game, a called strike one on the outside corner to the righty hitter, Ty Hinkle. Reached on a fielder's choice, and he's behind in the count. 0-2 as he swings and misses at that next pitch from Busta. Busta agrees on the pitch that he wants, comes home with it, and it's just a bit outside. The Colt faithful wanted to get that call. They don't get it. And it moves to 1-2.
Just a bit outside. Looked like the spot he wanted. No chase there by Hinkle with 2 strikes.
Check swing. Did he go around? First base umpire says no, and it's ball 2. So from 0-2 to 2-2 to Hinkle. This one's in play to shortstop. Murphy is going to watch it carry him off of his glove, and it's an infield single for Ty Hinkle. It's a tough play for Murphy as it was almost directly behind the second base bag. And now there's a man aboard for the top of the order. Lincoln Boyles has not had very much success against Bustamante so far tonight. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Last time Hinkle was on back in the 3rd, he came around and scored. So if you're the Colt, you want to settle this down quick. And get yourself out of this inning. Don't let him come across the score again.
Ball 1 at the plate to Boyles. As Lamar looking to make a game of it. Got an update. It's now 5-3 in favor of the Jesuit Rangers in their by-district competition. Check down over to first. Henkel is back in time. Our friend Yadi Pagan tuning in the chat on YouTube, informing us about the Grapevine High School situation. Those Mustangs effectively eliminated from the playoffs after a ruling of an ineligible player. Strike 1 is called on the inside corner to Boyles. It's 1-1 now to him. 1-1 with one man on here in the top of the 5th inning. Can't find the zone there. They'll check down over to first. He's back in time, and it's 2-1 now.
Bustamonte's had a lot of long at-bats this game. Just you got to have a quick inning here to settle himself down and keep himself in the game long enough to try to make a complete 7.
The 2-1 from Busta. Check swing, and they say he did not go around. No appeal up the baseline either. Bustamante leads all Colt pitchers coming into tonight's game with 55 2/3 inning pitched on the season.
He's already struck out Boyles twice. He's got a 3-1 count here. He's behind. If he can come back and try to work it back to full, he has the opportunity to strike him out for the 3rd time. But yeah, just attack the batter here.
222 batters faced coming into tonight's game with just 39 hits allowed, as this one gets fouled off and the count moves full to 3-2. Only 14 earned runs, and he's got 74 strikeouts coming into the game, 79 with the 5 tonight. Looking for number 80 here against Lincoln Boyles. 3 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 5th, with the leadoff man Hinkle standing at first. Payoff pitch. Back into center field. Howard giving chase. Frias can't get it. That's a base hit. Hinkle's rounding second, headed for third. It's going to be a double for Pearce. 2 men in scoring position here after Frias misplayed that, and Howard had to come clean it up.
Yeah, we saw a situation like that a few weeks ago at Martin, where it landed right between Frias and Howard out in left field, and a run ended up coming across the score that inning. So you don't want that same type of situation, but somebody's got to make a play out there out in left field. The ball hung up long enough for somebody to call it.
As it stands, there's 2 men in scoring position now for Pearce. Hinkle, the runner at third. Boyles, the runner at second for the left fielder, Luke Roberts. 0 for 1 with a flyout and a walk. As the entire Arlington infield playing on the lip of the grass now. This one's to right field. Kernal coming up to make the grab. Runner is tagging. Kernal's throw to Axel. The tag is in plenty of time. He is out at the plate, and the game stays tied at 1-1.
What a beautiful throw on a rope. Caught the runner coming down the third baseline. Axel was in position. Great play by Kernal.
Cue the Sports Center theme. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Great assist by Kernal to keep the score what it is. 2 outs now after the flyout and the throwout. Kernal single-handedly keeping the Colts in it.
That was huge.
That is an F9-2 double play to retire Hinkle at the plate.
And it got you 2 outs. That's what you needed. And you said having 2 runners on scoring, 2 runners on the mound, on the plate. 2 runners out there. Now you got 2 down. The runner stayed at second, correct? Did he tag up?
Runner stayed at second. That is correct. So there's 2 away now as Coach Christian Alvarez brings the entire infield in to have a conversation with the pitcher, Bustamante. Hazel Princess, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, saying kick 'em Colts in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Fans, a reminder that if you join the channel, then you can join the chat as well. According to my information, the tag at the plate jammed Axel's wrist a little bit, so they were checking on him and not Bustamante. He will remain in the game as there's 2 outs now for the first baseman, Deuce Hernandez. Boyles stays put at second base, taking a pretty decent lead off there as Murphy shading more to shallow left, halfway between second base and third, probably closer to third base side. And they will elect to give Hernandez the free pass on the IBB in order to create more force-out situations. Deuce Hernandez with the intentional walk to take us to the third baseman, Nash Hornberger. 0 for 1 with a walk and a flyout. Hernandez had the single to left in the RBI his last time up. You had first base unoccupied. Playing some strategy here to try to go to the next man.
It's the second time I've seen that this season. Saw it Bowie Lamar where they intentionally walked Ortega to get to Vega and they end up losing on a bases loaded walk. So second time I've seen an intentionally walked batter this season. Seems like a rarity.
We'll see if the strategy pays off as Bustamante comes home on the first pitch, and it's low for ball 1 to Hornberger. Boyles the runner at second. Hernandez the runner at first. Defense playing straight away now. Cifuentes not covering the runner over at first with 2 outs here. Busta with a quick glance of second and comes home. And it's a good dig by Axel. Did he go around? First base umpire says no. And it's 2-0 now to the batter.
Good play, Axel, there. Don't let that ball go by you. Keep the runner at second.
2 balls and no strikes to Hornberger. Walked and stole a base. Most recently flew out to Gannon Howard. Busta agrees on the pitch, looks at the runner at second, and comes home with it. That one's going to carry him off of Axel, and the runners will advance. I don't think he was anticipating that ball to go where it did. And it'll be ball 3 on the wild pitch.
Now you put yourself back in a situation with both runners in scoring position again.
Hernandez moves to second. Boyles moves to third. Three and 0 here to Hornberger. Busta now looks straight ahead at the runner at third and comes home. With the bat on his shoulders, he takes a look at strike 1. And it moves to a hitter's count here for number 13. If he should find a way aboard, Jesse Klein, the DH, waiting in the on-deck circle. Bustamante will step off the back of the pitcher's plate. Hornberger will step all the way outside of the batter's circle. Take a couple of practice swings, adjust his gloves. And step back into the right-handed hitting batter's box to anticipate the 3-1. Busta will check over to third. And the runner is back in time. Boyles back up the baseline and able to tap the bag standing up. Didn't even have to dive. Busta agrees on the pitch. And the 3-1. That's a called strike 2. Hornberger tosses his bat again, and he'll have to do the walk of shame back into the batter's box as it's a full count.
It's happened a few times now. He's expecting ball 4, and he just takes off walking, flips the bat, and gets called right back.
So now the Colt faithful trying to get a little bit loud for Danny Bustamante as he's worked the count full here with 2 outs, 2 men in scoring position. Danny nods in agreement, and Hornberger calls time at the plate.
Just stalling the inevitable.
Axel will now call time to come out to have a quick conversation with Busta. Arlington 6-1 here at Colt Field this season. Their lone loss, a district contest to South Grand Prairie, who ended up becoming the eventual district champion. in a tight one here with the score 1 apiece as they look to move to 7-1 at home this year, but more importantly, get a 1-0 advantage in the series. Big at bat here to see if they can get to that point. Payoff pitch. That's in play to right field. Kernal on his horse. It's headed to the gap, and that's a base hit. 1 run is home. 2 run is home. And it's a 2-run double down the right field line for Hornberger, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, that ball was just hit hard down the right field line, carried far enough away. Kernal couldn't get to it in time, and that intentional walk doesn't pay off there. Now you end up having 2 runs come across with still 2 outs left to go in the inning.
Designated hitter number 24, Jesse Klein.
That'll take us to Jesse Klein. 0 for 2 on the evening, and now he's got a man in scoring position with 2 outs. As Hornberger delivers the RBI to put Pearce in front. Bustamante comes home and delivers a called strike to the lefty hitter. Klein, the designated hitter, in the 5 spot this evening for the Pearce lineup. As that pitch is wide, and Bustamante is lucky that Axel has the range of motion to be able to retrieve that one, as that was way outside of any zone. One ball and 1 strike to Klein, DHing for the pitcher, Kubat. Busta with a glance of second base and comes home with the 1-1, and that one is a slider too low, dug out by Axel. And it's a 2-1 count now.
Just needs to settle down up there. Still has time. Just needs to settle down and get the out and get the bats back up. The way the last inning it went for the Colts, you have momentum on your side still for the bats. You just need to settle down and get the out.
Two balls and a strike. Busta home with it. Curveball catches that corner, much to the chagrin of number 24. And the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a man on base, number 2, in the form of Hornberger. Busta agrees on the pitch. A glance of second and the throw home. Probably would have been a ball, but Klein offers at it and he'll foul it off. And it'll stay 2-2. Couple more practice swings for Klein before he digs back into the lefty batter's box. And he'll call time. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as play is signaled. Bustamante sets with the glove at his waist and delivers. Check swing. Did he go around? No, the count runs full.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get the appeal down to third. End up not getting it. Now it's a full count.
Bustamante approaching his 95th pitch of the evening. This may be his final inning of work, depending on if he can get this strikeout. Agrees on the pitch. Payoff. Swung on and swung through. Strikeout number 6 of the night. Second one of Klein. Strikeout 80 on the season for Bustamante. but not before the two-run double by Hornberger puts Pearce back in front. We're headed to the bottom of the fifth. It's a 3-1 advantage for the visitors when we come back here on Zap. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to Arlington High, Colt Field. 3-1 the score as they double check the pitch counts for both pitchers. 95 for Bustamante, 65 for Kubat as he gets ready for his 5th inning of work. He's playing with an advantage again after being up 1-0 briefly. Arlington able to tie it up. And then that 2-run double making a little bit of noise late here for Pearce.
Zach, Bustamante's inning, they might be done depending on what comes coming out the next inning.
Yep.
You have Gamez out there warming up for the Colts.
Quiroz. First pitch, it clipped his arm, and he will take first base on the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th.
As you hear the fans say, thank you, we'll take it. That's what you need now.
Third hit by pitch of the evening by Kubat.
Kubat had a very frustrating 4th and comes out first pitch, hits Quiroz on the inside. It's a good way to start if you're a Colt. It's a painful way, but it's a good way.
Bustamante squares up to bunt as Quiroz is being covered there by Hernandez. It's in the dirt, dug out by Brody Ross, and it's a 1-0 count. Quiroz taking about a 3 to 4 step lead off as Busta squares to bunt again, swings and can't connect. It's 1-1. Third baseman Hornberger coming in up that baseline. He's playing on the lip of the grass as they'll check on Quiroz over at first.
See who tries to drop down the bunt and pull it back in time to swing again. If you can get the ball over the head of Hornberger, you get the base hit, at least get 2 runners in scoring position.
It's a 1-1 here. And he will square up for the bunt, and it gets fouled into the netting up the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Bustamante trying to help his own cause after that 2-run double in the past half inning. Puts his team down by a pair. The 1-2 throw over to first as Busta was squaring to bunt again. Likely to pull back as you don't want to foul it with 2 strikes. Bunt is squared up for, pulls back, curve ball too far inside, and it's 2-2. That pitch by Kubat had a lot of motion, Jod. Unfortunately, it didn't motion into the inside corner of the strike zone.
No, it stayed breaking all the way out. Right, ran into Bustamante.
2-2 again. He'll put this one in play to left field, and it will be caught by the left fielder Roberts for out number 1. So that will send him back to the dugout. and take us to Jacob Frias. Frias' second at-bat of the evening, coming here in the bottom of the fifth with a man aboard and one out. Swinging hard at that one that tails away from him. It's 0-1. Frias was caught looking his last at-bat, hoping to provide a different result here in this one. Swinging for the fences on that one, and again misses. It's 0-2.
It's only his second time to bat. The Mustangs have already had batters come up for the third go around at Bustamante.
Frias will look at that one going outside, and they're going to call a balk, actually. No pitch. A balk is called from the third baseline umpire that will move Quiros into scoring position and keep the count at 0-2.
Now umpire threw up 1 and 2. Home plate.
Did he put up 1 and 2?
Yeah, umpire put up 1 and 2.
I don't understand that. That no pitch, that balk was a no pitch. That should not be a ball. Yeah, Coach Rowland is coming out to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. That 1 and 2 count should not be 1 and 2. If it's a balk, it's no pitch. And the correction is made. 0-2 after the balk. That puts Quiros at second. Kubat looking for his 6th strikeout of the evening. The 0-2 to Frias is just a bit outside.
Now we have the 1 and 2.
The Pearce faithful along that first baseline grandstands thought that one looked good, but Blue says no, it's 1 and 2. Quiros equidistant from the shortstop off of the second base bag, and he'll stay there as that one caroms in front of Brody Ross outside of the zone to move the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just need a patient at bat here. You have the runner in scoring position. You're making Kubat throw a lot more pitches than he planned on this inning.
The 2-2 now to Frias. Check swing, and he's worked it full. A quality at-bat for Jacob Frias, going from 0-2 and working it full. And it's a countdown on the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3-2-1.
Don't chase outside if you're Frias. Make him throw back inside to you. 3-2, you want to take this if you can, but if you go down fighting.
Arlington needs base runners however they can get them. And they're going to check over at second. It goes over the head of the shortstop Boyles, but Henkel is there to clean up the mess. Quiros stays put, so there's no error.
Henkel had his head on a swivel there. He already came in running.
He had to, yeah.
He saw that earlier. He realized what was going to happen. He said, I'm going to get in position just to make sure.
But what that shows to me is that they are very aware of the runner that's in scoring position, regardless of what part of the lineup they're looking at. And Frias will call time. Quiros returns to stand on the second base bag as Frias steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Kubat, a glance of second, and the payoff pitch. Swung on and swung through. Frias is retired on strikes, and there's 2 away for the top of the order in Colin Murphy.
That pitch tailed away from him, too. It could have been a good ball call. If it tailed away from him, he chased on it on the outside part of the plate. You was no one to get on base in that situation with a full count. I saw the thought process there, but could have probably taken that. Might have got on base.
So Quiros still standing at second, now being covered there by Kinder. As that one is high and away to Murphy for ball 1. You could hear a pin drop at the ballpark right now as Murph puts this into center field. And the center fielder Hinkle is able to come over and make the grab. Quiros leads things off with a hit by pitch and gets to second on a balk, but the Colts cannot bring him home from scoring position. We're headed to the 6th. It's Pearce 3, Arlington 1 here on the Zap Network.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more. Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab bleaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
Top of the 6th inning, and we have a new pitcher that came down the pipe during the break. And if your pipes break, be sure to call Caleb Renfro at Pipe & Peak Plumbing at 817-807-7069. Coming on to the mound for the Arlington Colts, senior number 14, Joel Gomez. Gomez now on the mound for the Colts. Bustamante is done after 95 pitches, 6 strikeouts, 3 runs allowed, 3 walks issued. A solid outing for him, but he needs a little bit of run support if Arlington is going to come back into this one.
The worst part of that stat line is the 6 hits compared to the 1 hit that the Colts have on the scoreboard. Just need some type of run production behind him from his offense.
We'll see what Gomez is able to do in relief here in the 6th inning as his final warm-up pitch is concluded. And we're ready to start the top of the 6th inning. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 spots in the Pearce lineup. Second baseman Nate Kinder, followed by the right fielder Andrew Dingle and the catcher Brody Ross. Kinder had a single to center field in his last at-bat. Did not make it home, though. And he'll be the first Mustang to face Joel Gomez. Gomez turns and delivers. First pitch swinging, headed for center field. Gannon Howard steps forward 3 paces and makes the grab out in center field for out number 1.
It's a good way to come out of the bullpen there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Never a big fan of first pitch swinging, but you take that.
Andrew Dingle also got a single, also grounded out to second base. Bustamante does take over at shortstop, which should put Murphy over at second base as strike 1 is issued at the plate. That is indeed the new defensive alignment. So Hercules is out as that one has a charge in it to left field. Frias giving chase, and he cannot make the grab. It is a very sharply hit single for Andrew Dingle to left field.
Catcher number 4.
It's a great effort, though, by Frias out there trying to dive for it, try to trap it under the glove. At least keeps Dingle at first and not allow him to get to second.
So your new infield alignment, Cifuentes at first, Murphy at second, AB at third, and Busta at short. And it looks like a new catcher will, or not a new catcher, a new runner will come in for Pearce. This is number 20. Kyler Lambert now running at first. If he's in for the right fielder, this is a pinch runner with a likely re-entry situation. not a courtesy runner as he's not the catcher or the pitcher. So pinch run re-entry for Lambert, the sophomore. First pitch too far inside to the catcher, Brody Ross. One on, one out, a 1-0 count. As Gomez now has to pitch out of the stretch and delivers a strike on the outside corner. They'll check over to first base. Runner is back in time. Axel with a throw down to Noah. Gomez has a kind of a dance that he does when he's pitching out of his traditional windup. Now out of the stretch. Just a step forward as that one tails away outside for ball 2. Cifuentes covering the first base bag. As time gets called at the plate.
It's a very late time call.
A very, very late time call, but Gomez was hesitating a little bit there. So no pitch, even though he continued his follow through and delivered it to Axel. Gomez is 2-1. Catches that corner, and it's a called strike 2.
It worked out in his favor that time was called because the 2-1 originally was a breaking pitch that stayed too far inside. Worked out in Gomez's favor.
Count now 2-2 as the runner Lambert takes a modest lead off of first.
He's going.
He is going. It's a hit and run, and it'll get fouled out of play, and it'll stay where it's at. Ross grounded into an 4-6-3 double play in his last at-bat. We would definitely not complain if history were to repeat itself. Off the end of the bat and fouled again. Almost the exact same placement, headed for the Arlington High campus. The east end of the campus, the southeast end of campus here.
Somebody tomorrow will find some balls laying around when they walk into class.
Two balls and 2 strikes again as Gomez puts the ball behind his waist, sets, and steps off the back of the plate. I'm not sure he completely agreed with what the pitch call was and wanted to reset. They'll check over to first, and the runner is back in time. Kyler Lambert, pinch runner, getting to dirty up his jersey a little bit as he dives back head first. And Gomez again steps off the back of the plate as time is called. Looks like the batter's box is being a little bit more concretely defined by the home plate umpire. Shakes a little bit of the dirt off of home plate as well. Ross digs back into the batter's box. Gomez comes set, and the 2-2. Too far inside. Another check down from Axel up the first baseline. And the count is full to the catcher, Brody Ross.
Yeah, Ross walked back in the third, so he's not prone to getting on base. You need that double play that you got back in the fourth if you can get it here. Get you out of the inning.
Gomez sets. And the payoff pitch. Runner's going. Back up the middle. Bustamante turns, fires to first, and he'll get the put out. But the runner advances. A great spin move from the new shortstop, and he's able to retire the batter runner. But Lambert does make it over to second base on the ground out.
Yeah, that's what you wanted there. You wanted the double play, but Lambert was already off and running.
He was.
For that ball hit. It took too long to get to Bustamante to get the force out of second. But you took the out at first with 2 away. Now you just need to settle down and get the top of the lineup.
Well, he's going to face Hinkle first.
Ah, yes, Hinkle. I apologize for the bottom of the lineup.
Home plate umpire coming out to have a conversation with the pitcher, Gamez. Don't know if they exchanged baseballs or not. Looks like perhaps. Ty Hinkle got a infield single and then was thrown out at home on a great defensive throw from Payne Kernal. Gamez looking for a third out here as this one is swung on and missed. Pitch underneath the swing of the center fielder. It's 0-1.
Pulled the string off that one.
Gamez cannot get the call as that one is a bit low and it's 1-1.
That was an interesting release there. Looked back a second like he was going to throw it.
It kind of looked like he was going to step off the back of the plate and then he came home anyways. And we'll reset again as time is called. What we really should have kept a tally mark of tonight is how many timeouts get called, either at the plate or by the pitcher. It has to be in the 20s to 30s at this point. Gamez with a glance over his right shoulder and comes home. That one is hit to short. Busa plays it on the hop, pumps his glove, throws it to Noah in time for out number 3, and the inning is over. So Bustamante comes in and collects a couple of 6-3 putouts, and his reliever Gamez keeps the score what it is. And what it is a 3-1 lead for Pearce as we head to the bottom of the 6th here at Colt Field. Back after this.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Welcome back to Arlington, Texas, home of the Colts. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you this UIL by-district playoff series between the Colts and the Mustangs. Game 2 is scheduled to be tomorrow up at Richardson, depending on the weather. Of course, we have contingencies, whether things get a little bit too wet tomorrow and Friday, but it involves potentially playing a doubleheader on Saturday, which is something that probably nobody is looking forward to, but at least for now, the rain is staying away here tonight as we get to play this game in its entirety, knock on wood.
Well, we need the rain to come. We need the Colts bats to rain down to the
there you go.
On the bottom of the 6th.
Gannon Howard's going to try to start that. He got a double his last time up, and he'll get a called strike one on the outside part of the plate. Got a double to right field, reached on an E2, and scored Arlington's only run on a sacrifice. And he'll foul off that pitch by Kubat to make it 0-2. All of Howard's contact has gone to right field. In his last plate appearance, he hit safely to right field. In his first plate appearance back in the first, he flew out to right field. He's going to chop this one foul up the third baseline, the opposite direction. Made it about 2/3 of the way up the line before it skittered too far to the left of the white stripe. But it's a good cut there to keep the at-bat alive, defending the plate with the count 0-2. Next pitch, back up the middle, and that's going to be a leadoff base hit. Past the shortstop Boyles and into the glove of Hinkle. Howard with a 2-for-3 evening with a single and a double.
Catcher number 5.
And now it'll take us to our catcher, Axel Alvarado.
This is the big part of your lineup here for the Colts. 3, 4, 5, both Alvarados and Carnell.
Conversation between the third base umpire and the home plate umpire. Looks like the Pearce coach, Justin Rowland, asking a question of the home plate umpire.
You can't call time in the middle of a windup by your pitcher. Tell him, Harry. I agree. Me too.
And now all 4 officials will be convening.
Something about calling time.
Some kind of a timeout that was called. Whatever kind of appeal Coach Rowland made, it's leading to a meeting of the minds halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Could be the difference between a leadoff single and a timeout issued.
Would it be the same situation that they had with Gamez earlier where he was in the middle of a windup and the batter called time?
And they're going to tell him to go back to home plate.
I guess somebody called time in the middle of the swing.
Somebody called time, and now Coach Womack is asking for clarification outside of the third base dugout.
But the same thing happened previous inning, though. Gamez was already in the middle of his windup, and they called time at the plate.
So a timeout is going to be issued. No pitch, no at-bat. And we will continue this 0-2 count for Gannon Howard, rather than have him make it to first base on a single up the middle.
But who called the timeout if it wasn't the home plate umpire? I don't think you can call a timeout from third, can you?
Who issued the time and why? I think that's part of what Coach Womack may be asking is who's got the legal jurisdiction to proffer that timeout. If the home plate umpire didn't, why would it be issued by committee from the other 3 in the field? I don't think that's their jurisdiction.
Sometimes I don't think they know what their own jurisdiction is.
The conversation is continuing about 5 paces outside of the third base dugout. Coach Womack asking the crew chief and the home plate umpire for further clarification on why his center fielder is being told to go back to the batter's box. Womack is waving hands as the meeting is adjourned, and he continues to be in the ear of the third base official. A critical moment in this ball game as Howard now has to continue defending the plate with an 0-2 count rather than leading off the inning with a single up the middle. No balls and 2 strikes for Kubat against Gannon Howard. And now the delivery is in the dirt for ball 1. And now Coach Rowland is calling time. And things are getting a little chippy here as the Arlington fans are making their voices heard. So much confusion, so many timeouts. 3 officials now coming, including the crew chief from third base. Now talking with Coach Rowland a third of the way up the first baseline as he comes out of the visitors' first base dugout. Clarification is proffered. Coach Rowland doesn't care for the explanation. Two balls and 2 strikes is the official count that's going to be offered. Two now to Howard, and it's ball 3. And Gannon is 1 pitch away from finding his way to first base anyway.
You know what you just did, though, Zach? You extended the inning for your pitcher. The pitcher's already running a high count now. You just extended it by 3 more pitches.
Colt faithful getting loud. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. And now the Richardson Pearce faithful get loud. Out number 1 now instead of a base runner aboard.
Catcher number 5.
Axel, instead of having a man aboard, now has 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch is a called strike to the catcher. Coach Womack continuing to let the umpire know it. And now timeout is called. No pitch. Umpire stepped out of his position to come up the third baseline to talk to Coach Womack. So this pitch will be disallowed. And it is still 0-1. Next pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Axel. Strike 2 called, and Axel thought he was looking at ball 2. Puts his bat crossways across his helmet as he shakes his head and steps back into the lefty box. The 1-2. And it's going to be fouled off, and he keeps the at-bat alive. Axel with the only RBI of the game for Arlington was able to get the sac fly to right that plated Gannon Howard. He's got bases empty on a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the 6th. Kubat's next delivery, way high and outside. That breaking ball never broke, and it's 2-2. Kubat nods in agreement on the pitch. Ross sets up on the outside of the zone, and Axel's able to foul it off anyways. Count remains 2-2. Axel digs back into the box. A long right-handed droop down to the knees as Kubat now sighs and delivers. And it's ball 3. Fastball goes over the glove of the catcher, Ross. And there's a countdown on the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
I wonder if Kubat's getting close to his pitch count. He had to have a longer inning, a longer at bat there versus Gannon after that error information. So,
and it'll be ball 4 issued to Axel. And what a difference that timeout call makes, because if Axel draws the walk with Gannon Howard aboard, there's 2 on and nobody out instead of 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, your tying run would be at first instead of at the plate. It makes a big world of a difference.
Number 10, Jacob Golden, coming in as Axel's new courtesy runner. Gamez is now on the mound, so he can't come out as a courtesy runner anymore. He's in a different spot. So Golden will take over at first for Axel, and Axel's cousin AB digs into the batter's box. Solid contact on both appearances so far for AB as he takes a look at ball one inside. He had a fly out to left and a fly out to center in his past 2 at-bats. We'll see if he can put it in the gap somewhere in this at-bat. Hernandez covering Golden at first. And that pitch is too low for ball 2. A good eye by AB as he's got ahead in the count here against Kubat.
This inning has escalated quickly.
And it's ball number 3. Too far inside, and AB will put the bat on his shoulder here as the Colt faithful starting chants. And a strike 1 on the outside corner will be called to make it 3-1. It looked a bit outside from the placement of Brody Ross's glove.
There's been a few different calls from the home plate umpire, though. They've been very late on the strike call. The Colts have been beneficiaries of them, but this time it came back to haunt them there.
They'll check on Golden over at first. He gets to dirty up his jersey. Welcome to the game, young man. And it's a 3-1 here to A.B. Alvarado. Hitters count. Next pitch. He'll put this one into play. It's a blooper to right field. And it's not going to be made in time. And they miss the throw on the force out to second. Everybody is safe. It blooped in front of the right fielder Dingle. He tried to throw it to Kinder, and he could not. And that's going to be a fielding error on the second baseman as AB gets aboard on, I guess, an E4.
It looks like on the scoreboard, though, Zach, they put up a hit. That's only Arlington's second hit of the game.
So a hit and an error, I suppose.
A hit and an error, yeah. So it'll be a single for AB, and then an error on either the second baseman or the.
So it's a single to right, and then the runner is permitted
on the E4.
On the E4,
and that's it for Kubat.
That will be it for Kubat. He goes 5 1/3. But has a bit of a jam here as we go to a pipe and peak pitching change. Back after this here on the Zap Network.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com. Pitching changes presented by Pipe and Peak, serving the Arlington area for over a decade. Arrange a free quote by calling 817-807-7069. The new pitcher that came down the pipe for Richardson Pearce, number 14, sophomore Nolan Boone. Boone now on the mound for the Mustangs.
And I don't know if you saw that, Zach. There's a lot of groans because he missed on a few of these warm-up pitches here coming out of the mound. And if you're an Arlington fan, you're enjoying it. If you're a Pearce fan, this might be a rough inning for you, but you still have one out on the scoreboard.
Kubat went 5 1/3 with 7 strikeouts and 1 run allowed, but he is on the hook for the 2 runners that are aboard. Should be on the hook for 3 base runners, in my estimation.
Yeah, that was a weird situation there to get Gannon Howard out, but that's the only out of the inning after Gannon worked it back to a full count after getting pulled back from first. But since then you've given a walk to Alvarado, and then the other Alvarado, Abe, got a single that looped in front of right field and an E4 on the second baseman, which would have been out number 2, but instead now you have 2 on and 1 out instead of 1 on and 2 out. If you're the Colts, you have Cornell and Cifuentes up the bat. You got to take advantage of this new batter here, this new pitcher, because he's having control issues already trying to get some of these pitches going. They're trying to cool him down. But
here's the thing, man. He's a sophomore. He's got to be like 15, maybe 16 years old right now, pitching in a playoff game that he's inheriting a jam with 1 out against a very raucous crowd that has finally awakened a little bit here at Colt Field after the controversial call that issued a timeout to Gannon Howard and eventually resulted in a strikeout rather than a base runner.
But you know what? At the end of the day, momentum doesn't matter how old you are, and spotlights get too big or too small no matter how big you are. So he's in the spot. He's in the spot with the spotlights on. He has to come out here. If you're Richardson, you need him to perform. If not, if you're the Colts, you need the benefit with Cornell and Cifuentes up to bat. Cornell and Cifuentes, if you can get to him, you rock him. He's young. He might not have the same type of patience and tolerance as a senior would.
Looks like it's a footwear issue that they think could be the problem for him out there on the mound, as he had some blue Nike cleats that he was wearing. And now Coach Justin Rowland has brought him out some red cleats. And this could be one of those things, Jot, where your approach on a turf pitcher's mound feels a little bit different than that on a traditional dirt mound. And the sophomore has to make some footwear adjustments.
But I have a question though. Can you change footwear in the middle of the game though? It's not like football. Obviously, you can change the spikes in the middle of the game as the weather changes, right? But can you do that in baseball? Change the spikes?
I believe so. I've seen it at the MLB level where you're playing on grass and it starts to get a little bit more muddy because of the rainy conditions, and so you decide to dig in a little bit and get some longer spikes so that you have the opportunity to dig into the ground that's become a little bit softer. So it's definitely something that is allowed, to the best of my knowledge.
Maybe it's like Mike, it's all in the shoes. You want it all in the shoes.
It's an equipment thing. It could be considered a safety thing. So,
but this is extended. This is extending it though. This
is
extending the inning break, and now your coach has been out there twice already on the mound. First time to take your pitcher out. Second time to watch you change shoes.
Looks like the umpire is saying that the sophomore is allowed 2 to 3 more warm-up pitches here. He will be facing Payne Kernall, who has gotten aboard the hard way 2 times in a row, 2 hit-by pitches. And you can hear the Colt faithful cheering as his pitch goes wide again, despite the new footwear.
You know, it doesn't matter what kind of shoes
they
you are.
love that he's not
pitch.
finding the strike zone during this warm-up.
If he's not able to find a breaking pitch, it doesn't matter what his shoes are. It just matters of his control. And now the spotlight's even gotten brighter.
I am loving this energy, though, Jot. The Arlington faithful finding as much to cheer about as they can, as Payne Kernall may get aboard on a free pass, depending on if the sophomore Nolan Boone is able to find the strike zone standing on this pitcher's mound that he is obviously unaccustomed to. We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. All of the Irving schools, all of the Richardson schools, J.J. Pearce, Dallas Jesuit, they all have turf fields and turf mounds. And now he has to pitch off of a dirt mound in a critical moment to the Payne Kernall.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, you're a varsity player. You're required to get out there and perform. You're on varsity for a reason.
You hear the cheers before you hear my call. That is high and tight for ball number 1.
Kernall needs to be careful because Boone's already lost control on those warm-up pitches. That ball might be coming at him.
Well, and he's lost the crowd, too. They're cheering for his mistakes. Ball number 2, as again, he cannot find the zone.
Because the fans and faithful feel slighted there. We were slighted on Gannon Howard's single, and now you're in a situation that you caused if you're J.J. Pearce.
Next pitch. And he'll get the call there. It looked a bit high from our vantage point, but it is 2-1 now to bring the Payne Kernall.
If you're Payne up there, you look for something that he's going to throw at you. He's going to give you a gift pitch here on 2-1. You just hit it down the left center and get those 2 runs in.
Called strike 2 on the inside corner. That looked low and inside. And instead, it's 2-2 to Payne.
Good gap there between first and second if he can push this ball to the other side of the infield.
Boone's 2-2. Way inside, almost a third hit by pitch of the night for Kernall, but instead the count runs full.
Yeah, it seems like only me and Cameron are the ones that see multiple hit by pitches in a game. You and me have already seen 3 against the Colts.
Payoff pitch on the way. And it's down the middle, but Kernal not able to put it in play. He'll foul it off and keep the at-bat alive, though. Still 3-2 here.
So Fuentes on deck. He just missed that home run earlier. The way that Boone's on the mound, Fuentes might get another shot at it.
The right-handed throwing sophomore sighs his shoulders twice, and Payne finally decides to call time.
And that's how you call a timeout there for those that are listening.
That is a gamesmanship timeout.
Third base umpire doesn't need to call a timeout in that situation.
Payoff pitch. Fouled off again. This will be a good time to remind you that running at second is Axel's courtesy runner Jacob Golden, and now a pinch runner at first base in the form of number 21, Dominic Trillo. Trillo running at first base, coming in for A.B. Alvarado, putting some speed on the base paths, hoping to find a way to bring them home. Payne Kernal with a full count. Payoff pitch from Boone is going to have to wait a moment as he checks on Golden over at second base. Kinder over there to retrieve it.
By the amount of pitch outs and timeouts we've had, we're looking at a 9:30 right now. Is that 9:30?
I lost track of time.
It is 9:30 now, still in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Payoff pitch again. And again, Payne fouls it out of play.
Somebody's found some pain in their windshield as that ball got hit out of play behind us.
Yeah, those windshields will be feeling the pain.
Good time for a Chapman Cornelius ad there.
If you need insurance services, I know somebody.
I know a guy and the girl. They help you out.
Payoff pitch again. Payne puts this one in play, and the infield fly rule is in effect. So even though the second baseman Kinder dropped it, home plate umpire says infield fly rule will result in the out. So Payne loses that battle and is out on the infield fly to 4. And now it's up to Noah Cifuentes to try to bring in the runner from scoring position.
That's a interesting. I got it. That they don't. That the rule is once it's called that you drop it or not, instead of having the runner be safe on the drop ball.
Cifuentes was about 5 feet away from a home run his last at-bat, and he faces the shortstop Boone, who is having a little bit of control issues as he delivers ball 1 too low to number 26.
Fuentes needs to keep his head up here. Boone's liable to throw him one. Throw him one that he won't miss this time.
Golden at second, Trillo at first. Next pitch. Clips the inside corner for a called strike number 1.
Wow, that ball ran inside.
That looked inside from here.
Got a turn on that one, though. It stayed far enough out, he could have turned on it down the left field line.
Boone nods in agreement, and now Cifuentes will be the one who calls time at the plate. You have to imagine that perhaps there was a conversation in the Colt dugout about trying to play that game with Pearce a little bit.
Yeah, especially with the sophomore on the mound. He's already shaky.
The 1-1. Too low, and it's 2-1. It's a good dig there by Brody Ross, able to backhand it on the opposite side of the plate. And it's a 2-1 now to Noah Cifuentes.
It's a 2-1 green light here if you get it. Just tattoo it over that wall.
Out of the stretch he comes. And they're going to call a strike at the knees, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Cifuentes.
It was at the knees, but it sounded like it was in the dirt.
It
sounded.
I'm not going to say. I've said enough.
I haven't said much today.
I'm gonna tell you what it is versus what I think it is. The 2-2 from Boone. Noah off the end of the bat, and it goes foul. Solid piece of contact that headed to right field, but it went too far out of play. And now some corrective coaching from Coach Womack up the third baseline about the base running situation, as well as maybe a little bit of adjustment to Noah's swing, as everybody comes set again for another 2-2 with 2 outs. Boone agrees on the pitch and comes home. Inside, it's full to Cifuentes. Corbin Quiros waiting on deck if he can find a way aboard. Golden, the runner at second. Trillo, the runner at first. Payoff pitch. High and away, and it's loaded up for the Colts here in the bottom of the 6th. Cifuentes with a quality at-bat to draw the free pass, and the tying run is in scoring position.
You just need to be steady up there at the plate, Pearce. You come up, ready, base hit. You have a lot of room out there in left center. This kid is up on the mound, Boone. He's struggling, and now he's worked himself into a weird situation.
Another pinch runner coming in for Cifuentes. This is number 15, Cody Cleveland, coming in to run.
Coming in to run at first base for the Colts, number 15, Cody Cleveland.
Cleveland bringing a little bit more speed on the base paths compared to Cifuentes. But Noah does his job and finds his way aboard. Tying run is at second. Lead run is at first now for Corbin Quiros. Quiros was hit by a pitch on the very first pitch of his last at-bat. And they're juiced here for him as he takes a look at strike one from Boone on the outside corner. Nothing in one here as Nolan Boone trying to pitch his way out of a jam for Pearce. Quiros looking for a base hit. Too far inside and a bit low. It's 1-1 now to Corbin.
Good take there on the 1-1. Let it run inside. So wait for something you can get around on.
The Hazel Princess chiming in saying, let's go Colts. 1-1 is 2-1. It's low and away. A good eye there by Corbin to lay off of that one.
Good eye right there. The best pitcher will have to hit might be on the 2-1. He's going to have to come back inside and try to get something over the plate.
Just got to put it where the defense isn't.
Left center field. Left field down the line, left center field. First, the gap between first and second. There's a lot of room.
2-1 is now 3-1. They're going to throw up to third base, and they will keep everybody where it's at. The throw from the third baseman, Brody Ross, was wide. It's 3-1 at the plate to Corbin Quiros. After the check down from home plate up to third, Golden is back safely. Trillo is at second. Cleveland is at first.
That could have been dangerous because that ball goes past the third baseman. That's a run, if not two.
A hitter's count at the plate to the designated hitter. The pitch to Quiros. Swung on and missed, and it's a full count.
Just be patient there. He's going to have to come back at you. We don't want to walk you.
Got to throw your best pitch here to get out of a tense situation. What will the sophomore Nolan Boone throw with the bases full of Colts and 2 outs?
Struggle with that breaking pitch, so we prefer something fast enough that you can get a bat on.
Everybody will be going here with a full count and 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Inside! And it's 3-2.
You take that. You take that all day long.
Corbin Quiros with the bases loaded walk. Golden comes in to score, and it's 3-2.
Now if you're Bustamante, you have a chance to get yourself off the hook for the loss here with the bases loaded. Same thing. Make Boone throw a lot of pitches. He's already shaky. He's walking a run. Now you try to get a second one here.
Bustamante is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. But at this point, you almost want to just see if you can walk in the tying run.
You want to walk in that tying run. If not, you want to get a base hit and let the stable loose and let all the horses run through to the pasture.
Tying run is now 90 feet away. We can tie it on a wild pitch if we wanted to. First pitch to Busta is a strike right down the middle. Trillo over at third. Cleveland, the lead run, is in scoring position at second. Quiros, the runner, at first.
This is where you wish you had a backstop like Halton, where a wild pitch does give you that run for sure.
Bustamante will foul that one off, and he's going to have to defend the plate now. 0-2. Coach Womack will call timeout and bring his shortstop over to him just outside of the batter's circle. from being a very loud environment just moments ago, a hush falls over the crowd here at Colt Field as the most important moment of the ball game about to be issued here. Nothing and to the count to the Grayson College commit.
That's where you just tell Bustamante, settle down, don't stress up there. You got this. You got this.
Some Danny chants from the Colt crowd as he's digging back into the righty batter's box to face Boone.
He's going to make you chase. He's already setting up outside.
And he does not chase. He'll look at ball one. Ross set up on the opposite quadrant, almost in the left-handed batter's box.
Doing it
and
again.
It's a 1-2 now.
Same setup to try to make you chase here on the 2-1.
He'll put this one in play. That's a base hit. It's a tie ball game. Bustamante delivers the RBI single to right. It's 3-3, and the bases are still loaded here in the bottom of the sixth.
Vamos, Danny. Base hit ties the game up. Good piece of hitting. He tried to set you up outside, and you were prepared for it this time on the 1-2.
Bases stay loaded as Bustamante occupies first base and pushes everybody another 90 feet. Jacob Frias was the one who collected the RBI that put Arlington ahead against Martin less than a week ago here at Arlington High School. And he faces an opportunity to push the Colts in front after they've plated 2 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth to tie it up at 3 apiece.
Hey, the stable's full. You gotta let them loose.
Frias, a left-handed hitting batter, facing the righty Nolan Boone.
And Boone's already had a hard time with those breaking pitches. When you're a righty-lefty, you try to run inside. You can't run inside in this situation. Frias can pull it down the right field line.
First pitch to Frias is called a strike on the outside part of the zone. It's 0-1.
You just got to protect here. You just got to get anything to get this run in.
Cody Cleveland 90 feet away from giving Arlington the lead. And time will be called at the plate by Jacob Frias. The lefty digs back into the batter's box.
This whole inning started with what was a base hit by Gannon Howard that got removed into a strikeout.
That one's going to go off of his wrist, way too far inside, but it was too late to hold back. He offers at it, and it's a foul, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, the Colts have made the Mustangs pay after that weird beginning of the 6th inning.
It's 0-2 here to the left fielder. The 0-2 from Boone. Low and inside, and he thought that was strike 3. He was halfway off of the mound, and he'll have to reassume position as Frias takes a look at ball 1.
Mama said you're wrong again. You're wrong right there, ball 1.
Kirsten Aganaga joining the YouTube chat. Thanks so much for cheering on the Colts with us tonight. Bases full of Arlington Colts. They just need 1 to come home to take the lead. The 1-2 pitch is outside, and it's ball 2. Quality at-bat here for Jacob Frias as he's driven it even after falling behind 0-2.
Somewhere Cameron Wilcox is listening to you, waiting for the Deuces Wild calls.
They are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases juiced.
Stable's ready to be empty.
Boone agrees on the pitch and comes home. And it'll get fouled off of the wrist by Frias as that one was probably a bit inside. But he keeps the at-bat alive, and he'll call a brief time as he takes his helmet off just outside the batter's circle. New ball comes into the umpire from the third base dugout. He'll tuck in his jersey, readjust his batting helmet. A sigh of the shoulders as he digs back into the batter's box. Another 2-2. And another foul ball. Jacob Frias doing battle with Nolan Boone. Bases full of Arlington Colts Cody Cleveland at third, representing the lead run here in the bottom of the 6th. The infield playing deep. Everybody on the back lip of the grass. The 2-2 home. Swung on and missed, and Frias is retired. Boone's first strikeout of the evening is perhaps his biggest one, but the 2 runners that Kubat allowed and was on the hook for eventually come in to score, and we are knotted up at 3 apiece as we head to the 7th inning. An exciting 7th coming up here at Colt Field on the Zap Network. Don't go anywhere. John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
A new pitcher came down the pipe during the break, and if your pipes break, be sure to call Caleb Renfro at Pipe and Peak Plumbing. 817-807-7069 is the number to call. Stepping onto the pitcher's mound for the Colts, number 20, senior Abraham Alvarado. AB taking over with a tie ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. Colin Murphy will move over to third base, and Simon Hercules will reassume his defensive position at second base. Everything else stays the same for Arlington as we get ready for an exciting 7th here on the Zap Network. Angel Galarza tuning in the YouTube chat as well, saying, "Let's go Colts." Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Top of the order for the Pearce Mustangs, Boyles, Roberts, and Hernandez due up. Lincoln Boyles got a double to left center his last time up, but is officially 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and will be the first one to face AB Alvarado tonight.
Both teams will be bringing up the top of their lineups for the 7th inning.
First pitch from AB is a called ball number 1. Alvarado with 22 innings pitched as he takes a look at ball number 2 here, does the shortstop. 10th appearance of the season. Got a total of 14 strikeouts to his credit in his appearances. As a ball is called on the outside corner, and Boyles a pitch away from leading off the top of the 7th with a walk.
Left that bunt out there a long time, too. Never really pulled it back up, but they still called the ball on the 2-0.
The 3-0 now. Too far inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to the shortstop. So the lead run is aboard now for Pearce.
After striking out twice, Boyles has been on base the last 2 times. He came up to bat for the Mustangs.
The left fielder, Luke Roberts, flew out to Kernal and was part of the 5-9-2 double play. Also flew out to Kernal in his first plate appearance as AB checks on the runner at first. In between those 2 flyouts, he drew a walk, so officially 0 for 2 on the evening. First pitch home, he's squaring up for a bunt. They'll call a strike, and the runner retreats to first. Didn't pull his bat back in time, I'm supposing, as Boyles retreats back to first base.
He left it out there too long. The ball ran inside and just left the bat down.
AB pitching out of the stretch now as Boyles takes a moderate lead off of first. Bunt is squared up for and fouled off, and now Roberts behind in the count, 0-2.
Just go at him here. You got 2 strikes. You can't bunt anymore. You don't want to bunt it foul for the out. So just go at him here, AB, and try to get the out. Double play would be beautiful.
I would settle for a single out. All AB has to do is keep it what it is to give himself an opportunity. They'll check on first, and it was probably a lot closer than it should have been. Boyles dives back and has to shake some of the dirt off of his trousers. AB's 0-2 home. They are going to lay down the bunt, and it is going to go foul, and that's a strikeout.
That's an interesting
unfortunate
approach there. That's kind of a bonehead play there.
AB collects a strikeout on that play. And it's a big out number 1 as we get ready to go to Deuce Hernandez. Got a single to left and scored an RBI, was intentionally walked his last time out. This time first base is occupied, so AB will pitch to him. And Coach Rowland is going to call time up the third baseline to have a conversation with the home plate umpire.
I don't understand what the conversation's about. The last thing you saw was your batter drop down a bunt and rolled foul on 2 strikes. He dropped down 2 bunts.
Trying to get clarification on why that would be an out. I think the issue is Coach Rowland thought that one of those strike calls was a ball.
But arguing this after the fact this long isn't doing your batter any favors. All it does is make things a little bit longer of a bat for AB.
Yeah, it was 0-2 instead of 1-1, and he signaled for bunt anyway, and that bunted foul was strike number 3.
He's just stalling. A lot of these moments that you've seen is just stalling. As we have time called by the batter, he's just stalling.
No, Axel actually called for AB to step off the back of the pitcher's plate there. Cousin pitching to Cousin here as AB gets ready to deliver to Axel. That one is in the dirt. Runner is going. Axel has to fire it to Hercules. The throw's not in time. In spite of it staying in front of him, Boyles is able to advance on what can only be a wild pitch.
That was a good try, though, by Axel at the plate. He wasn't able to get him, but it was a good try on the throw.
Deuce Hernandez with a 1-0 count and the lead run in scoring position now with 1 out. And with first base open, what will Coach Womack do here? Is he going to continue to pitch to him?
Can you call back-to-back timeouts?
Coach Alvarez now calling a timeout out of the third base dugout to come and adjust the equipment on Axel Alvarado's back. Had a walkie-talkie issue with the pitch call decisions. It's a relatively new nuance at the high school level, something that is already incorporated at the collegiate and minor league and major league levels. I want to say it's only the 2nd or 3rd season that this has been implemented at the high school level, though. The Arlington infield converging on the mound. Sans Axel. As they have a brief conversation while Coach Alvarez and Coach Womack tag team these adjustments. And it looks like we are ready for play to resume. So 1-0 count to Deuce Hernandez. 1 out and a man in scoring position. AB's delivery is another bouncer. This one stays in front of Axel, and this time the runner decides not to go. It is a 2-0 count now as Boyles takes a shortstop's lead off of the second base bag. Alvarado to Alvarado. In at the knees for a called strike 1. The Pearce fans disagree as Hernandez digs back into the batter's box. The 2-1. That one's going to skitter away from Axel, and the runner moves another 90 feet. 3-1 now to Hernandez. Another wild pitch, and it's a 3-1 count to the first baseman.
Infield's going to have to play in here with the runner on third and 1 out.
They're all standing on the lip of the infield grass, creeping in here to try to provide coverage, which means any kind of contact over their heads could score it. 3-1, swung on and missed. It's a full count.
And he's already had contact over their heads once, so you get that RBI single back in the third.
That's exactly it.
But you don't want to lose him because Harnberger behind him had that two-run double back in the 5th inning.
It's a full count here. Countdown on the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. AB's payoff is up in the air. Playable. Gannon is going to let Frias make the grab, and he dropped it. Frias dropped it, and it's an E7. Runner is safe. Pearce takes a 4-3 lead. Jacob Frias recorded an E7 that allowed the run to score in the 1-0 game against Martin that you and I called, Jot. And he commits another critical error that puts the Mustangs back in front.
It's just inexcusable. I can't say anything else. That's just inexcusable. You got to catch that. You're running in. You call off your center fielder. You have to look it into the glove. I know he's ready to throw, and he has a good enough arm to throw it in, but this is the second time that it's come back to bite you with the ball out in left field that's dropped between Frias and Howard tonight, not even counting last week versus Martin. As we have a new player out there in left field, number 9.
Did they pull him? They pulled him.
Frias' night is done.
That's going to be number 9, Cannon Cambron, taking over in left field. Frias just batted and struck out for the 3rd time this evening, and then commits the first error by the Colt defense tonight.
But it's the second time that's happened. Earlier in the game, they had a ball drop between Howard and Frias. They weren't able to bring it in and ended up counting as a base hit.
Hornberger, first pitch swinging, headed for a blooper territory to right field, and Cifuentes will come over and make the grab for out number 2.
And that's how you just follow the ball into the glove. Good job by Noah. Don't do anything fancy. Just get the out.
Catches it in fair territory, so it's an F3, and that's out number 2.
Over the shoulder, too. He showed range there. Good play by Noah.
So it's 2 outs now for the designated hitter, Jesse Klein.
Positive for the Colts when they come to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. You have the top of the lineup. We had the top of the lineup the last inning, and that brought in 2 runs. So the game's not out of reach. Just got to get this out here.
Klein is 0 for 3 on the evening with 2 strikeouts. AB hoping to collect another one, or at least just get the final out. First pitch to him is too low for ball 1. Klein dances his way out of the batter's box and out of the entire batter's circle before he decides to step back in. It's a 1-0 count. Next pitch. That one is able to cross at the knees, and this time it's a called strike 1. One ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Arlington needs this 3rd out so they can rally in the bottom. Too far inside. It's ball 2 now. Certain Arlington faithful complaining that perhaps that was something that has been called on the other side of the half innings. That one's fouled out of play along the third baseline, headed for somebody's backyard. And the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Hopefully that person has been at home and has no windows facing that side. You don't want that to go through your window.
We don't have a window. Well, we do have a window company, Modern West.
There we go.
If your window goes out, you can call Modern West.
Insurance and windows.
The 2-2, that's headed to the left center field gap, and it's going all the way to the wall. Cameron, the new left fielder, will field it and send it to third, but it is a 2-out double to left by Jesse Klein.
Second baseman number 2, Nate Kinder.
Nate Kinder now up. 1 for 3 on the evening. Most recently flew out to Gannon Howard out in center. Looks like a new runner coming out for Hornberger.
Number 1.
It is number 1, Zach Quintero.
Second baseman, Mustangs, number 1, Zach Quintero.
Quintero now the runner at second for the second baseman, Kinder, at the plate. AB just needs to focus on the man at the plate.
Get this out. You got the top of the lineup coming up to bat in the bottom of the 7th, Zach.
Hernandez, the runner at third. Quintero, the runner at second. First pitch clips the corner. Called. Strike 1. AB turns and delivers just below the knees. Ball number 1. A little bit of chatter from the Pearce dugout. That one's going to skitter away. Here comes the runner, and he's not going to get there. Axel is able to recover it on the short backstop carom. Misplayed there by Deuce Hernandez. He's out at the plate, and that's the third and final out. But not before a run comes in to score on the E7. And now Arlington needs 1 to tie and 2 to win. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th here on the Zap Network. Back after this.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
To the bottom of the 7th we go. Arlington was able to tie it up back in the 6th. They just need 1 run to tie this up and potentially force extras against J.J. Pearce. On paper, Jot, these two teams looked pretty evenly matched. Pearce with a 16-15 record, Arlington 15-15 overall, and so far, I feel like it's lived up to the hype.
Yeah, 2 evenly matched teams. Neither team had a lot of power. Dos Fuentes just missed a home run by about 5 feet, and it's coming down to pitching. It's coming down to attention to detail, and the attention to detail is that error. That 1 run is the same error that you had last week in the 1-0 loss at Martin. It's coming down to bite you now.
Nolan Boone delivers ball number 1 to Colin Murphy to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Top of the Arlington order due up. And he quickly delivers a slider too low for ball number 2.
Quite surprised that they kept Boone out there after he had a very shaky bottom of the 6th. I mean, unless the coach feels like he settled down, but
No evidence of that so far, as that one is high and tight for ball 3.
Yeah, it looked like it nipped his jersey, but it didn't.
And very quickly, a timeout called by Coach Rowland, getting in the face of his sophomore pitcher. Quick tap on the backside after an intense motivational speech.
I wonder if this is going to be his last batter either way.
A few members of the Colt faithful calling for ball 4. And he delivers it.
Yeah,
Murphy with the lead-off walk. The tying run is aboard. And this is going to be the hook for the pitcher, number 14, Nolan Boone. We dive deeper into the Pearce bullpen as Arlington has the leadoff tying run aboard. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is after this break from Pipe and Peak.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
New pitcher came down the pipe, and when you have pipe needs, call Caleb Renfro at 817-807-7069. New pitcher on the mound for J.J. Pearce, number 15, Brooks Hale. Hale coming in for a save situation. 4-3 the score. Leadoff man in Colin Murphy is aboard. Gannon Howard already has a double to his name tonight, and he'll be looking to try to find a way to bring Murphy home if at all possible.
Hey fans, if we have a break in the action, I've been told that hot dogs are $2. Hot dogs are $2.
Hot dogs going on clearance. I know our friend Cameron Wilcox would have loved to keep up with that.
Cam would have been down there waiting to collect whatever is left. You know, Zach, we had a chance to have a conversation about that the last game me and Cameron did versus for Bowie, South Carolina Prairie, and he let us know that Arlington has some of the better dogs that he got the chance to taste. But at the end of the day, his winner was always throughout the season the Birdville guy with the hot links at Birdville. That was Cam's final call on the hot dogs. That's the traveling hot dog man there is Cam.
Gannon Howard getting ready after a controversial at-bat in the last inning. Squares up to bunt here, sends it beautifully up the first baseline, and it is going to be a bang-bang play at the plate, and he is out on the sacrifice. But he does his job with a perfectly placed bunt that the new pitcher, Hale, had to come off of the mound and issue the 1-3 sac BU. And now Axel has the tying run in scoring position with one out here.
Yeah, that was a bang-bang play. Gannon,
that was super close.
He was on his horse for sure, trying to get down the first base line. He almost beat it out.
Hale's first pitch to Axel is low and inside for ball 1.
Base hit here for Axel, brings in the run. You have speed out there with Murphy at second, so you need a base hit anywhere. You got a lot of spots to drop it in.
The 1-0 is going to clip the corner for a called strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 man aboard. Murphy represents the tie. The 1-1 delivery. Way too far inside. A good catch there by Ross. As Murphy stays put at second. It's 2-1 now to Axel. The right-handed pitcher, Hale. A sigh of the shoulders and the pitch home. Chopper foul up the first baseline. It's 2-2.
He chased down low to get that, too. That might have been a ball. It was very low. But he dropped down to a knee to push that ball foul. So
a Beltray-like swing, you're saying?
Yeah, but he kept it foul. He dribbled. He didn't put any power behind it, but he pulled it too far. Might have been better off just to leave it alone and take the 2-2, or go for possibly a 3-1.
Timeout gets called at the plate by Axel. Critical moment here with 2 strikes and a man in scoring position. Hale having to pitch out of the stretch. Turns and fires. And it's way outside for ball 3. No! What was that? That's a balk, says the second base umpire. No pitch. It stays 2-2. And the tying run now 90 feet away on the balk.
Hey, you take that. You take that. Now if you're Axel, you just put good contact on it and get it out to the outfield. You can get that run in.
And now you know that the officials are going to be watching this young man to see if he has anything different in his arsenal. Chipped into the glove, and that foul tip is out number 2. Hale collects the strikeout, and now it's up to A.B. Alvarado to try to tie this game up. Arlington down to their final out of the ball game. Murphy standing at third base, hoping to find a way home. Hale's first pitch to A.B. is called strike 1.
Oh, man, he's painting the black. These calls on the outside have been interesting because they didn't get the call the last inning. Some of these pitches outside have just kind of been hit and miss.
0-1 the count. The next pitch. A.B. will foul that out of play, and Arlington is down to their final strike of the game.
If you're A.B., don't chase. You got to protect the plate, but you don't chase.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run at third. The right-hander Hale turns and fires. And that's a called strike 3, and Pearce takes game 1. Coach Womack is livid that curveball was called strike 3 in that particular moment. Hat has flown off as the crew chief comes in from third base to intervene. Womack is following him up the first baseline as Pearce takes game 1. And did he just throw the "you're out of here" symbol? Or was he throwing a spare baseball he had?
He threw a spare baseball he had back towards home plate.
Womack is not joining the good game handshakes in the middle of the field. Now he rejoins it to congratulate the coaches. And we'll step aside before the postgame show presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Zap Network. Zach Arnold Productions is proud to service the greater Arlington and DFW area. With experience in broadcasting, podcasting, web series, public address, marketing, and public relations, Zap can help you tackle any modern communications task. Whether you need an announcer for your sporting event or just need help proofing a press release, be sure to call 817-319-2402 to see how you can find energetic media solutions for your task with Zach Arnold Productions. Final score in this one, Richardson Pearce comes into Colt Field and sends the Arlington Colts to 6-2 at home on the season after a E7 in the 7th. Provides them with the final margin of 4-3. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you this post-game show. Jot, Arlington had opportunities in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, but a controversial timeout issued in the 6th could have put Gannon Howard aboard, and if that had happened, he would have come in to score during that 2-run inning. Could have potentially been a 3-run inning if he had made his way aboard. And then in the bottom of the 7th, Murphy represents the tying run at third, and the Colts can't bring him home. Opportunities abounded, but at the end of the day, Pearce comes out on top.
Yeah, I know it's not going to look the same, but both teams had 7 runners left on base. Now it doesn't seem like it because Pearce out hit Arlington 8-3, But when you have a chance, you leave the bases loaded in the 6th inning. It was very reminiscent of a lot of games we've seen, especially with a lot of some of the Bowie games earlier this year, some of the Arlington games. That the bases loaded in that situation, you got to get a hit there. Frias, he struck out twice. That ended up being his 3rd strikeout of the night. Then he has the error on a similar play just like last week, and that's the deciding factor there. That's the deciding factor of a few things. Inches. They always say football is the game of inches. Baseball is the game of inches as well. A few inches over, a little bit better communication, that you get that out, and you don't have that situation.
Well, a few inches in the outfield, a few inches with the strike zone at the plate, a few inches in the form of being 90 feet away from scoring the tying run. This game had a little bit of everything. It had a lot of timeouts called. It had a lot of drama. It had some really solid pitching from the 2 starters. Bustamante collected, I want to say, 6 strikeouts. And
he had 6 strikeouts, 6 hits,
Kubat had 7 strikeouts, so the 2 starters did exactly what was asked of them. It was just one of those really, really tough situations where it came down to who's going to make a mistake first. And unfortunately, it was Arlington who made a critical mistake late in the ball game.
But it's the same thing, like with the Martin game last week. You can't have your pitcher go out there and throw a great game. And, Bustamante did get hit around. He gave up 6 hits and 3 runs. But some of that, though, could have been avoided. You had a chance for a double play earlier in the game. You didn't get it on a 5. You ended up getting a 5-4 fielder's choice. You had great defensive play for a 4-6-3 double play. Then you had the great throw from Cornell coming in to get the runner at home for the double play.
Yep.
The defense was there, and Bustamante did what he could. A few times he fell behind and walked in a few runs, but outside of that, you got to do more than get 3 hits. Yeah, you got 3 runs, and it being a 4-3 game. But with the bases loaded like that, and when you leave seven runners on base, all that makes a difference.
The difference being Arlington now finds themselves behind 1-0 here against Pearce, with the return game scheduled for tomorrow at 7 p.m. It'll be interesting to see how they handle their business on the road. Their record on the road is 7-8, so it's kind of a 50-50 toss-up as far as how they'll play at somebody else's place. But all they can do now is hope to force a Game 3 that would be played at Grand Prairie Ballpark, home of the Gophers, on Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be familiar territory if you can force that Game 3, because you've had multiple games this year at Grand Prairie.
Yep.
We've had multiple washout games before in the last few seasons at Grand Prairie. So you want to force that Game 3. You know what they're going to come out with tomorrow. They're going to do a lot of timeouts, a lot of working of the pitch counts. There's a lot of stalling from the Pearce team to try to get to the pitcher. So Bouchel needs to have his head ready, that they're going to try to work his pitch count, and they're going to try to work his patience by all the timeouts they're going to call.
There were a lot of timeouts called in this game, but the ultimate timeout is the one that says final score on the final in this one. Pearce 4, Arlington 3. Some fun facts about John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was team MVP in '76. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy that the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs, gutters, painting, solar, or more, you can call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. That's going to do it for us here tonight at Colt Field. Jot and I will be on the call for another radio-style presentation of the by-district playoffs. That game scheduled for a 7 p.m. first pitch over in Richardson, Texas. Thanks so much for supporting local businesses and local broadcasts by tuning into tonight's game. We had a really great chat and a really great turnout, and we hope that you all will join us again for tomorrow night's game as Arlington looks to even this series up. But for now, for everybody at the Zap Network, I am Zach Arnold saying good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.